DMV, what it do, what it be, what it is. Man, how y'all get the notification before I ever hit the button? He said, where you at? So he was already here. So notifications go out while I'm still setting it up.
So how come I never get it until after go live? Because I still ain't got one.
Ain't nobody here now. He was already here and gone.
See, I just now got it.
I have no idea. Avid's done that several times too. No. I got my other phone now.
Deadpool.
Deadpool, what's up? How you doing, brother? Long time no see. Been a minute. I think DMV somehow. I think DMV somehow got the notification while I was still setting up to go live.
It said this thing went through 808, and it was 808 when I just looked up. It's 989 now.
So I don't know how it does that. Sometimes I've had it do it with Avid before too. Avid's been here waiting on me before I ever hit the live button. I'll give him a minute, see if it comes back. If not, I'll message you. How you doing, Deadpool? Everything all right? Life treating you right? Jeffrey! What's up? Got me a couple more buzz baits today. I went ahead and put holes in one with the self-starting screws like I was telling y'all I was going to use. And trying to get a few opinions on them before I do the rest of them.
He called you William.
Huh? What?
Look at your name, Jeffrey.
William. Hello, William. Welcome to Berlin. I call that a spinnerbait. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but then they told me it was buzzbait. The bass fisherman told me it was buzzbait. A spinnerbait, I got some of those too, but they just got the one blade hanging off and it spins around by itself. Where this one here comes across the top of the water and actually, it leaves the propeller effect across the top as it's coming across. Why they call it a buzzbait. Yeah, I just thought I was getting, each style of spinnerbait. That's what I thought that they had for $1. Welcome to das Kasbah. Rock the Casbah. That's what you're talking about? Rock the Casbah. Rock the Casbah. I'll tell you one thing I found out. You got to watch. See if it'll focus here for me. I don't know if it's going to focus good enough. But the tip of this hook, man. See if I can. Yeah, it ain't going to focus. But the tip of this hook's fucking comes up and out. So fucked up. I mean, I carry a file with me. That's not the point. You shouldn't have to file a brand new fucking hook. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck if it is only $1.
That's a nice tip inboard.
Hmm?
Jeffrey said nice tip inboard.
Yeah, this one here, it's the tip of this one's fucked up. It's the only one. I'll probably check the rest of them now. This one here is perfect. Nice sharp hook. I was thinking about offsetting these too, but I don't know because I know it's lined up with the the damn spinner. So it's probably how it's supposed to be. It probably doesn't need to be offset. I don't know. DMV. I'm back. Just watched the video. Hell yeah. Yeah. I got a file for it, Jeffrey. I always carry a file. I use a fingernail file. I used to carry a metal file, but it's hard for me to find a metal file that's fine enough that it's not taking too much of my hook off when I'm doing it. I used to have a metal one like that, but it's hard to find one like that. Don't offset it? Okay, leave it straight. All right. I kind of figured because it's all lined up, because I was thinking about that. That's lined up right directly underneath the spinner. So I figured probably supposed to leave it. Yeah, I got to file that. The tip of this one's all fucked up. What do you think about the holes though, DMV? That worked? I didn't really get them even, as you can see. Well, they're a little more closer to being even than I thought they were, actually. Get some trailer hooks, plastic over the eye of the hooks. Not bad. That'll work. So you're saying so there's an extra hook hanging? So there'll be this hook and then another hook behind it?
Jeffrey said Ruby Freight has diamond polish.
I wish I could get to Harbor Freight. They got a lot of shit I'd like to get at Harbor Freight. I get to see the paper, the advertisement, but I've never seen the store myself. Never, ever, ever. You said, yeah, not bad. So are you telling me to try that or do that to the other two, or should I try to get a drill bit and do it the way y'all told me to do it in the first place? Because I did this, I showed you in the video, I did this with a self-starting screw, a metal screw. It's actually from the gutters. The gutter guys dropped them all over my fucking yard when they put the gutters in a few years ago, so I picked them up and kept them. It was either that or blowout. They was going to get stuck in my wagon tires either way, so I picked them up. Or even a sharpening block. Man, I got a big whetstone in there I got from the Dollar Tree like 5 years ago, and it's the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen, but it was $1 from the Dollar Tree. MD, what's up? What's up? Yeah, I want to throw some of these. I think I'm going to try to walk my ass in there tomorrow. 'Cause I don't have money for a cab. We're out of weed again. It's all bad right now. So probably be good if I just try to get fishing instead of sitting around the house. Like to get Maria in there, but there's no way she can walk in there right now. We'd had a couple rides in the cab. All this money I spent on these bachelors, but just trying to put it back into the channel. And I figure if I can't catch big catfish, then I need to learn to catch every other species I can. If I can't, because without going to the pay lake, I could get lucky at the reservoir. I know there's fish in the creek. I just don't know how big. I keep hearing stories about people catching big fish out of the reservoir or Well, out of the reservoir and out of the creek, but I don't know. You know, it's hard for me to believe in that same hole down there where I was catching the little carp and little channel cat. Somebody was catching 20-pound blue cats out of there. I just, it's just too hard to believe. There's not enough water in there to hold fish like that. Newbie, what's up? What's up? Chill here. Right? Dynamite works every time. That's pretty damn warm. I don't think you can get it much warmer. So how's that work, DMV? You just put it over the hook. So I put that over the hook, and then the rubber piece slides up and holds them together. Something like that. Cold here today. Just stab the plastic in the main hook, and that's it. So that rubber, you just hook that over. You just stick this through the eye of the other hook. Huh. So will I miss a lot of fish on these without the trailer hook? Is that what you're telling me? You see, I could probably make a hook like that, like you just showed me a picture of. Uh, I could probably melt a glow stick holder down around the thing. Miss BV Gaming, what's up? What's up? I'm in Texas. Yeah, it ain't cold in Texas. In game, England, England. Yeah, that's the England. Well, it looked weird first time. Huh.
Miss BB Gaming.
I said hi to them. Where's you at? Trailer hook gets them short strikes. Oh, the little tap taps. Yeah, I got you. That's that. Back in the day, I had a hook like that on my pay lake pole, on my blue cat pole. I used 2-aught mustad hooks back in the day for blues.
Hi, Lynn.
Lynn Leaper, what's up? Small rubber tee will work as well. I got that black I got black aerator hose that I get out of bucket lids. Small rubber tube.
Oh, she abbreviated her name. Big Vex. Mrs. BB Gaming.
Oh, baby, I see. Ah, what's up? I'm definitely gonna be picky. I'm gonna be picky on the hooks I use though for it. Let me go grab this so you know what I'm talking about.
They're making all kinds of noise in there. before you sit down. I'll let you say it because I won't be able to.
Well, that's a hell of a way to make somebody cry, Jeffrey. Jeffrey just sent us $100 on PayPal. Thank you, brother. BMC does it like that. See. Also, that's even a little different than what I was thinking. But the CDMB, here's I get these hoses here out of bucket lids. This is the seal. This is the seal on 5-gallon buckets. And I cut it out. I pull it out of the lid and you cut it, and then boom, air hose, and then the other end. But you need to get you one of these DMB. These are badass for $5 at Walmart. Yeah, I gotta go make a phone call. Well, I'm gonna have to use a different damn phone, then.
Yeah, you have your other one?
I don't know.
Hang on a second, guys. I can't see yet at the moment.
What up, home? Not too much. Too late for the from the treasure. Quarter. I got it. All right, brother. Y'all get treasure, get the money. All right, brother. Bye.
Because you know.
We're gonna have to take this over for a few. In a minute.
I told him they had to give me a second because I couldn't see anybody. Damn.
Rechargeable double air. I know which ones you're talking about. Takes the USB charger, takes the charger just like my phone, right? Take that charger. I think that's the ones you're talking about. I wondered about those. VMC. Yeah, yeah, with the clear light colored plastic. Oh, there's Ace. Double USB charge. Okay, okay. Yeah. So it's got just a regular USB port on it. But you can charge it off of your phone, off of all kinds of shit, probably. Well, shit. Not a clue just went fishing. Why didn't anybody ever tell me this shit?
So like, keep chargers on it.
Now, NASCAR 9012. Now, see, DMV, as long as I use good batteries, which I don't know. Yeah, your rechargeable batteries is double A's, right? Yeah, USB to USB. Yeah. This takes double A batteries. This is one battery in here. As long as you use a good battery. This is the Energizer Max. And if you put a good battery in this thing, man, this thing's been in there since the last time we went to the Pay Lake when Maria caught that 34. Almost a month ago. Hmm? About a month ago, that battery's been in there. And we used it the whole time we was there that day. Well, give me the money. Probably a good idea. Oh, never mind. That card. Got worried for a second. I was like, that's a motherfucking thing. Huh?
I'm not send the whole thing or just
I got hell enough to get it off.
send
Huh?
five.
I don't need that much. 71's fine. It might still be changing. No, there ain't a change when I gave everything I had to DMV the other day. Yep. I had exactly $1.80 and I give it to DMV and Super Chat. It has an internal battery in mine. Mine's like yours, uses 2D. Yeah, see, I had the big ones that ran on D batteries. I can't find them around here anymore. They quit making them around here or whatever. But this is the new one. These are the same brand as the ones that ran off the D batteries. They run off two double A's, but it runs good on one. You know. Well, let me turn the camera off for you.
What's that? Haven't shaved it yet.
I gotta run to town, y'all. Pick something up. Fred's gonna take over for a little bit, and I'll be back.
All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner soon, so I'll catch you all later.
All right, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. How you doing, Ace? I see Ace, but I don't hear Ace. Can't hear you, Ace.
Oh, I'm not doing too bad. Hey, Lynn, Charlie, DMV, Shogun, how y'all doing tonight?
Yeah,
What'd
I'm
the old
sorry.
man
I'm
have to
not
go
very
do?
camera worthy tonight. And Ace went poof. Where'd you go? He seriously got me on here with the name Vanilla Hamburger. Y'all believe that shit? I'm right here, Lynn. I just don't want you guys to see me on camera right now. I look and I feel like shit, and then Jeffrey just made me cry, so I'm not very camera worthy right now. Jeffrey!
How are you?
Gonna be doing better now, thanks to you.
Yeah, I gotta find me a picture. yeah,
Your name's Cherry Fries.
I figured vanilla hamburger. Why not have some cherry fries?
That probably would go good together.
Yeah. Let's see. Hell, I wonder if it'll let me post this as my avatar. This shit is
I
hilarious.
don't have a Halloween mask, or I put one on.
Yes, I can do it.
You find the picture you wanted?
Oh yeah, it's fucking hilarious, and it fits the channel. It's a cat wearing a shark outfit, and it says, "I'm a great white shark" in Russian.
Nice. Very nice. Yep, I'd have to agree. It's very suitable.
Yep. So, congratulations, somewhat in person, for that nice big fishies.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, those always, man, I don't know. The first
Dude,
big fish of each breed,
yeah.
to me at least, or even like going out to Black Butte and I catch a big crappie just as big as when I was a little kid, like Grandpa and I used to, I still get the
Yeah,
same joy of catching that big fucker. Whether I eat
right.
it now or not, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Because,
Dude, I used to get so excited when I was younger. Because when I was a kid, I didn't get
yeah,
to catch catfish. That's all I caught was bluegill and crappie and stuff like that.
okay,
So the first time I ever caught a catfish, I was like in my 20s.
okay. Seeing we'd always go bass fishing, trout fishing, crappie fishing, crawdadding. And then as I got older, it was going salmon fishing. Did steelhead fishing a couple times, didn't really care for it. Striper fishing was fun.
I've heard
Mm,
striper fishing is pretty fun.
oh
Dude, I've
man,
always wanted to catch a yellowfin tuna and a salmon. And
the
I still think it
salmon,
would be cool to catch a swordfish.
I'm afraid to catch one after seeing a couple of those videos where people are getting fucking stabbed with the poker.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know, and
was
it's
worried
like,
about that too.
I'll take my chances with the shark instead, thank you.
You know, the only thing I was ever worried about catching big fish like that was them pulling me into the water because of how short I am.
Now, see, my ass, it was how light, not weighing a buck 50
Right.
and catching some of those big fish. And there was a couple times it was funnier than hell. They were betting on me that I was going into the river. And I
Yeah.
finally just sat my ass down, had my feet anchored into the ground, and was just sliding. And I pulled out, I got the fish, 65-pound salmon, but every time he turned sideways, that 65 pounds is getting pushed by easily 7 miles an hour moving water. So he's like a brick wall that I was fighting against. And yeah, I thought I was going in the river.
Right. MD
And
said I stay out of the ocean. Everything has teeth.
hell yeah, it does. My favorite for teeth is we're in Catalina Island. And I'd watched videos from Shark Week or just the Discovery Channel about the ocean. Ever since I was a kid, I was always interested in the ocean. I think if we
Dude,
would
I
have
was
stayed,
too. I was always obsessed with water. I always wanted to be in or around water. I taught myself how to swim.
nice. Seeing when we lived in San Diego, I loved being out on the ocean and going fishing and stuff like that on the big charter boats and stuff. And caught,
Yeah,
I
and see,
was,
I've never been on any of those big boats like that. I've never seen the ocean. I've never been in that big of a body of water. So I know it would still scare me,
yeah,
but at least I know I can keep myself afloat if I have to, and I can, at least decently swim.
I tripped because when I was 10, we went out on one charter boat, and I remember it the most because it was the first time I'd ever seen a barracuda, in real life. But the lady that I was sitting there because there was too many people fishing that I couldn't fish. Somebody would have had to have stopped fishing. Well, this lady, as the seas kind of got rough, she started blowing chunks. So she went and laid down and asked me if I wanted to use her pole. And whatever I caught on it was mine to keep. And I
Yeah.
was like, sure, so all of a sudden we're all sitting there fishing and my pole just meow. And it's like, oh shit, fish on. So people pulled away and gave me space and reeled in and everything. And I battled this barracuda and I finally got it on the boat. Damn thing was 10 pounds. And I laughed because that thing was a biter fish. Oh my God, dude. Those fucking chompers can move so fast. Because when it came aboard, it was all pissed off, and this Mexican dude grabbed a hold of it right past its gills, and it just, and it looked almost uh, like one of those shredders for the trees and shit, where you can stick the tree branches
Oh
into it.
yeah.
Its teeth
Yeah.
were moving that fast, dude. I swore I thought it was going to cut the cable line that they had on there, but it didn't. And they killed it and then removed the hook. And I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah,
MD said club the hell out of that fish.
oh, dude. We clubbed a shark one time that I pulled aboard. and it was 6 foot long, and we're in this little 15-foot boat. My uncle
That would scare the shit out of me.
he beat the shit out of this shark's top of its head. We're sitting there because I told him I wanted to eat it, and it was a nice little thresher shark, and I was like, dude, shark's expensive. I want to eat this shark. Well, that little thresher shark decided it wasn't done yet.
I've never ate shark. Is it any good?
Yeah, if it's cooked right. And the
I see
reason
it's
why I
like
say
catfish. The first time I ever had catfish, whoever cooked it didn't make it right because it
amen,
straight tasted like dirty water.
amen. My sister, my oldest sister Elisa, or not oldest, but locally she's the oldest, but just by a few months. And different mamas. And it was hella funny because she cooked it, and I was like, I don't know if I want it. And she's like, fool, shut up and eat this shit. It was like, all right. She made hush puppies and everything, and they tasted good. So I was eating a
Yeah,
couple of those, and I was like, all right, I'll try a little chunk. Dude, that shit was fire. And I was like, man, whoever cooked the last catfish I remember eating fucking fucked it off. And from then on, yeah, I've liked eating catfish. Don't like cleaning it, but I'll eat it. But the shark's got to be cooked right, just like abalones. If you don't cut them real thin and beat the living shit out of them first, it'll be tough.
right.
And then if you cook it too long, it goes back to being tough.
Ah,
And that's kind of like shark. Tuna to me is kind of the same. Well, almost anything out of the ocean seems to be that way, to me at least. Like you can
right,
overcook it real quick. But
right. And now, see, I've been told over the years that almost all fish, any type of fish, is like that. It can be very easily overcooked if you don't watch what you're doing.
okay, well, the way I do my trout, I guess, is I wait until the damn skin peels off. Because by then the bones, if you do come across one and it's not the center, it's it's not really a problem. I've
Right.
even eaten a few, and it's like, oh shit, where were those rib bones? Wow, I guess that did get cooked good.
Yeah, MD said abalones are tasty. She
Oh
said
yeah,
she's lucky her mom lives in Anchorage.
nice, nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah, see, the bones in fish is one thing I've always had a problem with.
Yeah,
I've noticed there are a few fish, um, especially panfish, that you can get them out easily if you're careful, where you can pull them all out at one time
yeah,
instead of doing it piece by piece.
yeah. Well, it's like the trout. What I'll do for the trout is I'll take lemons and cut a nice thick piece of lemon. We're talking like a 1/4 inch. So you've got more than one lemon. It helps when you have a lemon tree. But
Yeah,
you lay 3 or 4 slices down on a piece of aluminum foil, and then cut some big chunks of butter and lay them on top of that. Put your fish on top of that after you've put seasoning in its, because all I'll do is cut the heads off, gut them, and then clean out the black blood right there, all that
right.
crap. And all that shit's cleaned out, then yeah, I'll season the inside of that, put lemons and butter in there, and then set it on top of that, and then put it down on the other side of the aluminum foil, so when you fold it over, it's to make your pocket that the fish stays in for the cooking process on the barbecue. You know,
Yeah.
you've got lemons down both sides, butter down both sides, center's coated in butter and lemons, and yeah, and put some lemon juice in there too, and throw it on the queue. And I'll wait till the
Right.
skin peels off to where you can peel the skin, because then if you take a knife, you can basically, or a fork, you can set it in between where the rib bones would be and pull the meat away from the bones.
Yeah,
Same
exactly.
with, once you do one side, then you can damn near just pull the whole fish out away from it, and then you've got a clean fillet, maybe a few bones from the ribs, but then you just grab them and pull them out and then eat. But
Yeah.
tuna fish, the big fish Rich used to bring home that I'd throw in the ground if they were too big, because
Yeah.
it's kind of like a big deer. You got a deer with like 100 points. You know that deer's ancient old, and he's going to kind of taste ancient old
Right.
versus the nice 3 point or a good fork. It's going to taste better because he's younger.
Yeah.
But the smaller uh, tuna he'd bring home, yeah, I'd cut those into steaks and leave the center bone, tail type bone in there with their little side, you know, pieces, and that's how I'd eat it. And we canned all the meat up around the rib cage, but shit, tuna are so big and their bones are so big that that's a fish I don't care about. And then sharks just got the center like cartilage piece you push out after you cook it or pull the meat away from it.
Yeah. Dobson's standing here knocking at the door.
You keep a knocking, but you can't come in.
Too late. Already opened the door now.
Oh shit, the cops are here. Run. It's a raid.
Yeah. MD said she's got to try that method because it sounds solid to her.
What, the aluminum foil? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can even throw them in the freezer like that. Which I laughed because I was like, I tried it one time. I was like, screw it. I don't care. I don't want to cook all this fish because uh, my little brother and sister who were living with me at the time bounced out. They're like, hey, we're taking off. As I'm getting ready to cook dinner, and I'm like, fuck. And then Brian and Elisa canceled coming over. So it was like, well, shit. So I just threw 4 of them in the freezer and cooked 2 for myself. That way I'd have some to eat that night and then some to munch on the next day for lunch,
Yeah.
and make tuna trout fish sandwiches.
MD said, how about redfish, Cherry fries?
I haven't really.
He made his name too.
I don't.
I
I don't think we have any redfish out here.
read the comment.
The only thing close to anything, yeah, unless well, tuna would be close to red meat. Same with albacore, but yeah, it's still tuna fish.
Yeah, I know we had that tuna steak one day. I had never had tuna like that before ever. The only
Yeah.
tuna I had ever had was the tuna in a can. And after we ate that tuna steak that one day that we had it, I don't never want tuna out of a can again.
You know, though, I'll say this: when you can it yourself, you'll eat it out of that damn jar.
True.
Because Richie let me do some in. I didn't even cook it. I just jarred it up. I read one of the recipes for making what is it? Uh, shit. It's not sushimi, but it's a sushi where it's like almost like a soup, tuna or albacore soup, and yeah, I got a hold of the albacore before he did, and sliced up a bunch of it, seasoned it all up, and then yeah, jarred it up. And he was like, "Oh, what's this?" And he looked at it. He goes, "It's not even cooked." And I was like, "No shit." But I used the vacuum sealer on that one.
Yeah, MD said by redfish she means red drum because those suckers like to fight.
We don't have those out here, at least not that I know of.
Yeah, I know they're in Florida, but I've never heard of them in California.
I'll say this
Sasha.
though. One of my favorite times, Maria, was
Yeah.
the first time I came across stripers because we were all sitting up on the bank and everybody was getting ready to go fishing, and I decided to go down because I was the only one smoking. So I went down onto this little island and I was sitting there, and my buddy goes, "Holy shit, look over to your left." And so I glance over, and my ass is pretty close to the water. And I look over, and it's just a little channel. But these things are like 3 deep in this channel. But there is just, they look like race cars, how they're trying to draft off each other or take the place, and it's like, holy shit. And they're coming in fast. And there was probably like 30 or 40 of them just fucking just boom. And it was like, holy shit. I said, that's what you guys were fishing for? My buddy goes, yep. I said, good luck with that one, bruh.
Right.
I said, holy shit. I said, just throw me a fucking net, dude. And they started laughing. They're like, you can't do that. I looked up over across the river and you could see the old game warden coming. I was like, nope, don't hand me shit.
Yep. Do that.
I said, I got a cigarette and hopefully he don't mind me sitting here with this beer in my hand.
Right.
How's you doing tonight, Sasha?
How's it going, Sasha?
Here, I'll leave it someplace.
I used to put King Cobra in cream soda bottles
Oof.
so that you couldn't tell it wasn't cream soda.
Yeah. You ever drink that I haven't seen it in a while. Of course I ain't looking for it either. Crazy Horse.
I heard of that. Never got the privilege of that one.
Oh my god. I got a privilege of it back in high school. Dude. Half of 40 and I was fucking hammered. I drank the rest of the 40, dude, and puked my fucking guts out. But oh my god. From then on I never fucked with it. Saw it one other time and was like, nope. I I said, I'll take moonshine instead, bruh. My buddy looked at me and he goes, Are you serious? I said, Yeah, I'll take some of this lemonade you guys got. And he goes, All right. And I said, Dude, I said, uh. He's like, What? You don't want a 40? I was like, Fuck no. I said, It was hard to start. I said, And then when you finished it, and once a Steel Reserve came out, I kind of, that's kind of what it reminded me of, but Steel Reserve tastes like
Steel
shit.
Reserve is nasty ass shit.
Yeah, like I said, but Steel Reserve tastes like shit. But if you can drink that nasty shit,
Yeah, it'll get you there in a hurry.
oh yeah.
What me and my buddies used to do is we'd crack them open, just barely pop the tab on it, and then set it in the freezer for about 20 minutes, and
Oh, shit.
bring it out, and it was slushy. And just slam it, drink that motherfucker as fast as you can drink.
Ugh.
The only way you can get past the taste.
No. Nope.
Basement sucks. Oh shit. My bad, Ace. I'm trying to get this smokage
Yeah, I'm
work.
thinking I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
call the cops
Ray
here,
took off.
Dobson.
Ray done took off the bathroom. I didn't even know it.
You took and you left, and then all of a sudden I lost connection. Come back on right away, and I've been in the basement the whole time you were gone. She cuffed me down there, so I'm gonna end up
Wow.
having to call the cops tonight.
That's why she ran off. She didn't go to the bathroom, dude. She's booking down the road, bruh.
Yeah. She ran up.
You found Ace.
I was just wondering what she had in mind cuffing me in the basement.
Oh, I already know what she has in mind. I know what book she reads. You're in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just happened to look up the chat. He's been sitting in the basement all day.
I'm sorry, Ace.
Mhm.
MD says live stream that shit, Ace.
I would have, but she had me locked up down there. I couldn't say nothing or do anything or nothing. The worst part was she had me cuffed to the pole. I sure as heck ain't pole dancing.
But Ace, I
Oh.
think that would be cool if you was pole dancing.
That sucks.
What?
MD said that Texas just closed their flounder season for November and December.
Because of COVID?
Probably. Hell, they got our mountains closed due to fire. But if you look, the fire started south of me. It rolled right on past us and went north. And then all of a sudden, oh, hey, there's still smoke. Oh, there's another fire.
Tropical storm starting. Tropical
Right
storm
next
building.
over. I knew we were going for 1 million acres, but I didn't know we were going for fucking 2.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
changed the
not
stream there,
Mexico just fucking
Dobson, so
lays
it's a
down
little
telling them they
smaller
can't
on our
fish and
fish.
shit. If there's a wildfire coming at me, where would you rather be besides the middle of a big ass fucking lake during a wildfire? You know what I mean?
Amen. Or in the creek.
Something said I can't be here for long now, but just wanted to say hi. I'm back now. It's 2 a.m. here and I have to be up early. And then he said because of what I was dealing with on the weekend, when I do come back to YouTube, you may see a more serious side of me. Or not.
Or not. Yeah, I remember you mentioned maybe going live tonight or last night. I watched for you.
He said I'll be smoking on my our next few streams, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully I got some when you do that, Sasha. I'll come up and smoke with you.
Has them fires been dying down any around there, Jeffrey?
Shit.
Yeah, he said one went right on past him, and boom, another one started. Said,
So what made you go from cat fisherman to one of them ditch pickle fishermen?
oh, I'm just fucking around with bass. Just see if I can catch them.
Oh, they're
Yeah, we've
easy to
caught bass
catch.
on night crawlers, but we've never been able to pull it off on alert.
And I had to put some money back into the channel one way or another. And there's not really anything catfish wise that I'm really in dire need of at the moment.
No.
I mean, I need some sinkers, but
Should make our picks a little smaller up there, Willie.
all you got back today instead of yesterday. Oh, okay, I got you. Gotta get puff outside, smoke free environment, big pickle fishing, laugh my ass off.
That's what
I see it.
they said.
I do.
Have you guys watched any of your movies yet, Ace?
Yeah, I've watched all 4.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all
Crazy
4.
watch How High with you?
No, he's being stuck up. He ain't brought it down so I can watch it yet.
Well, that ain't right. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Thank you again, Jeffrey.
You're welcome.
Send you what link, Booter? It stops and
What?
you should be subduing.
It's 200 hours of watch time. Then I'm monetized too. I told you it was coming, Sasha. I told you it was coming.
Yeah, we definitely got to get you on some
There's-
live streams,
if
Sasha.
2 or 3 of us rating your fucking playlist for a day or two, that'd be all it took. If you went live for about 2 live streams, you'll have 200 hours of watch time.
DMV was going to say them toast.
Huh?
DMV was going to say them toast.
I guess we should get the rest of it. Yeah, bro, do this one. Only one that never talks from chat before he comes in.
Hi, Curtis.
Hey y'all. How y'all been?
Oh, that's got that. I don't know, Sasha. I got over 200 hours on some of my live streams. Just one live stream.
How I'm doing, Curtis?
I'm alright.
You sound like you're in traffic.
Whatever happened with Jeffrey, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, you have.
Wah.
Wait, is that Jeffrey?
I don't know.
Jeffrey,
Sound like Charlie Brown's teacher, Curtis.
where the
Sounds
fuck
like
have
there's
you
a
been?
train track.
Sound like trying to eat the train tracks.
Where the fuck have you been, Jeffrey?
Sounds like he's got something in his mouth.
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
Spit it out. Spit it
Placebo.
out.
Is this better?
Spit it out, Curtis. You don't know where that's been.
Been in my butt.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in traffic or you got YouTube open or something.
Give me a
Yeah, you
second,
see that
guys.
YouTube open in the background?
Sounds like he's in a deep hole, like he fell in.
Fucking train.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. So where the fuck have you been, Jeffrey?
Undercover.
He ain't gonna tell you
By
whose
the Blues,
covers.
by the Blues Brothers?
Jeffrey, what was his name?
Jeffrey Shotgun Showdown or something like that? Jesus Christ, Jeffrey, I was wondering what
Talk to your mom lately, Curtis?
What do you mean?
If not, then we know whose covers Jeffrey's been under.
Oh no, I just talked to my mom yesterday. Jeffrey ain't been nowhere near Southern California. He won't come that far down.
Oh, you don't know that.
Oh, I know that. It's about a 9-hour
Shannon,
fucking
what's
drive
up?
for no
What's
reason.
Oh, there was more than a reason.
up?
Were
Right?
you were you were you actually down south or not?
Nah.
Oh shit.
Hey, little Mikey.
You know, a little while back, me and Dobson were wondering what was going on with you, so I messaged you and you didn't respond. Or were you okay or what?
Yeah. Dealing with some shit.
Oh shit.
But I even dealt with the fucking tweaker across the street. So
Dealt with or dealt with?
he got caught. And he turned green for about 5 seconds and then told that next time it wasn't gonna be green. And then the next day when I saw him and said, "Hey, come here," said, "This is what I got for the next person I count fucking around." Fucking that Friday, he moved his whole fucking family out all night long,
Hell
straight
yeah.
up.
Oh wow.
Still shows what's happening at CBS.
So what all colors you get for the little plastic swim jigs?
Do what?
What all colors of little plastic swim jigs did you get?
I don't know. I got some mixed varieties. I got some pink Mr. Twisters. I probably should have gotten me some more fucking Twister tails, actually. Hang on, I'll grab a couple boxes in a second.
Should have got a
You have
couple
any
of
white ones?
2-inch of the chartreuse. They'd work great with them white skirts on them spinner baits as trailers.
Well, see, I
Yes.
got them. I got a bag of chartreuse motor oil worms. Yeah, I'm thinking those go good on that one chatterbait.
No, on your buzz bait.
Put a trailer on the buzz bait.
I think he said trailer on the fuzz bait.
Buzz.
Well, come on up there, MD, and I'll put you to work. Been fixing reels.
Nice.
Ace, you actually own a company or what?
Yeah, the real bait shop.
Where do you live?
In my home,
Yes, of course, asshole. But what state?
Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin, really? What part? Because I used to live in Neenah Menasha area.
Just outside of Eau Claire in a little town called Fall Creek.
Okay, so you're more north then.
Yeah, two and a half
Okay.
hours north of Madison.
Okay, see, I was in Neenah, Menasha, about 20 minutes from Green Bay Packers Stadium.
Well, moving away, you ain't missing anything.
Well, I'm no longer there no more. I live in California now. I was born and raised here in California. I moved up there to finish high school. Ain't been there in shit 8 years.
Oh, I'm still up.
You didn't learn any more up here than you would have learned down there in high school.
No, but I at least up there had
Somewhat of a fighting chance.
exactly. Exactly. I was gonna say that, but I wanted to find the most peaceful way of saying it. But yeah, Jeffrey's right. And out here in California, it's harder with all the fucking kids and shit, and you get distracted and stuff like that. Especially when you have ADHD, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin.
What up, Kev?
Kevin, what's up? What's up?
See,
What
I
up,
actually
Kevin?
I did really, really good in high school when I was
Right,
there.
indeed. Real.
Yeah, I'm the same way. When I'm there, I'm okay. It's just the homework and the studying. I wasn't good at it.
My
Yeah, I'd
brother's
walk in the
birthday.
front door at school because my parents had dropped me off, so I wouldn't
Oh yeah,
skip.
Kevin.
Just
Tell him
walk
happy
right out
birthday.
the back door and go party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
I
back
was the
when
same
it was
way.
time
Became a
to get on
setup.
the bus.
Yeah, I was the same way. I would walk in through the front door, but the thing is I would walk to school. So I would walk in through the front door, talk to the teachers, then walk out the backside.
Wintertime, I'd stash my 22 out across from the school. And summertime, it was my fishing rods.
Hell yeah.
Still young.
Still young.
And you'll have to tell him happy birthday there, Kevin.
Whose birthday is it?
Kevin Myers' brothers.
28
Oh,
today.
okay.
Happy
Well, tell
birthday.
him happy birthday. He's
He's
only a
still
few
older than
months
you,
older
ain't
than
you?
me. He's older than me by like 2 months, 3 months actually. No, 6 months maybe. March 17th. So he's
You'll be
older than me by a
28 in
few
6
months.
months?
I'll be 28 in March.
How do you figure there, Curtis? Kevin said he's 28, so he's got you beat by 26 years.
He's a 2-year-old.
Huh? Made absolutely no sense.
He didn't do very good in school, did he?
Yeah, he didn't guess that.
I didn't guess what you were trying to say. All I heard was he's 26 years older than you.
Yeah, Kevin's brother turned 28, so that means he's 26 years older than you.
Oh God, I'm not 2 years old. I wish I could go back to being 2 years old because fuck being an adult. This shit sucks.
Only way I'd want to go back is if I knew what the fuck happened
Yeah,
up
I know,
till
right?
now.
Yeah, if I could go back with the knowledge I have now, I would have finished high school and went to college.
Oh, I
Yeah.
still never would have went to college.
Not me. If I knew what I knew right now and I could go back to being small, I guarantee you one thing: I'd be a billionaire because I'd be betting on every
Amen.
football game, baseball game.
Amen. You're right on that
What year
one.
did YouTube start?
Couldn't tell you on
YouTube
that.
started. YouTube started, I believe, in The early 2000s, maybe late 1990s.
Well, then if I could go
Because
back, I'd be a fucking millionaire from YouTube by now.
Dolph is like, if I could go back to when everything started, I would have the first computer and I would be the first person as a
I,
YouTube
I'd have a house, a
content
boat, and a
creator.
truck all paid for by my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. If I could go back to when I was a kid and I could get me a PS3 or a PS4 back then, I would have fucking started gaming it as a kid and I would have fucking started streaming.
How many teachers would you fuck if you could go back?
3.
2.
Only 3 for me. Thompson,
Huh?
are you swaying to the background noise?
Yeah.
What about you, Dawson? How many would
Yeah,
you?
Maria's a middle school dropout.
Middle school, huh?
She's a middle school dropout. She's not even a high school dropout.
She dropped
You
out
know,
to help her parents, or what?
No, she finished middle school and then she got pregnant and they wouldn't let her in high school.
That's
you know
fucking
what?
retarded.
Yep,
You
that's
know what,
Ohio.
Ace? You're right. I would have done some bets besides just doing the horse bets, but I wouldn't have blown the money on what I did. And my ass would have bought heavy equipment and went and did college like I did and came out already owning the equipment and having the certification to be out there and go get the contracting and shit and just start making bank
I'll tell you what. If I
running
could go
equipment.
back, I would. I wouldn't place any bets or anything like that. I wouldn't do that. No, I would just want to know what I know now, work my ass off, and earn my money the right way. Because if you cheat the system and you go back and you know who won everything and what to bet on, it's fucking boring. It takes the thrill out of everything.
You read Kevin?
Wow.
Yeah, but how many of those winnings are you really going to remember?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I would write it all down if I was going to do that.
You couldn't write it all down.
No, the thing is, if I write it down, I memorize it. I memorize more when I write down than when I don't write down.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So I would
Yeah.
if I wrote down everything that I know as far as who won what and who I could place bets on, I would know at least 10 to 15 games for sure that I could place high value bets on, and I would go back and I would win big bang. But I wouldn't want to do that. Like I said, I would rather earn my shit the right way and be proud of what I did.
My luck, somebody else would go back and fuck everything up because they knew their family bet the opposite, so they threatened all the teams or paid them off or some shit, so it'd go the other way.
There's a thing called a sports book. You can buy it in any bookshop.
Yeah.
You just go buy one.
Okay. Back to the Future.
Safety deposit vault and go back in time.
Okay, Back to the Future. How would that work? You can't put a safety deposit vault in the future and go back in time and it's still in that safety deposit vault. You don't even know if that's still going to be a bank in the past.
You pick an old bank that's been there since when you were little.
It doesn't go back in time. It goes forward in time. So if you think about it, you're going to put a safety deposit vault for the future, and the knowledge that you have from the past, the present time wouldn't be worth it in the future. You would have to carry that on you and have a time traveling machine for it to work and give it to your younger self, like in Back to the Future.
Oh, there you
Damn
go.
straight, Kevin.
You just off yourself back in the past once you get there.
Got kicked out of the brownie. I ate a brownie once.
And I think what you're trying to think of, Ace, is Back to the Future 2, when Doc went to the future and he came back towards the beginning of Back to the Future 2, and he took Marty to the future because his kids went to jail or whatever, and Marty wanted to take the sports almanac from the future so that he could place bets and win a lot of money.
Why ain't that popped up here? Was it ACC? ACC said, I bet Curtis had to watch porn to figure out how to do
Ah, you're funny.
it. I thought it was hilarious.
Nightbot, I love you. We need to get rid of that C. Lewis belly button command on Nightbot.
Yeah.
You never know. Anytime we do, he comes back.
I know. That's the
That's
thing.
what I
I
was
have.
saying. I was talking about earlier. I'd love getting some more lizards.
See, the thing is, I have a whole bunch of those C. Lewis belly button commands. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna be at work, so I'll talk to y'all next time. All right.
All
All
right.
right. Later, Curtis.
Have a good night,
All right. Bye,
Curtis.
y'all. You too, Jeffrey. Bye, y'all.
You hear how peaceful it is here?
Yeah.
Isn't this nice?
So you taught me like fish with it like this, Ace? I just put a rubber worm on a buzz bait.
Yeah, something like that. There you go. You got it on there right now. But I'd use like a chartreuse twister tail or something like that. 2-incher.
Yeah.
The
Oh, so something
green and
smaller
then
than a full size worm. Then you don't want a full size worm hanging off of you.
the green and then that white skirt. That'd work really good together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some different worm things.
Uh,
Oh, wow.
I had a pack of those. I don't know what the other called. Did you guys hear me playing with the tube jig a few minutes ago?
so you ever go fishing with your dad?
Who, me?
Yeah.
When I was about 3 years old, he bought me my first Zebco. Took me out here to Walnut Lake Campground. It's about 8 miles, 7, 8 miles down the road from me right now. And that's the only time I remember fishing with my dad. And I obviously don't actually remember that, but I know it happened. But
Kevin said, didn't your mom tell you?
I'll have to get out there and take you fishing sometime. Kind of explain a few things to you. I could do it right now, even as far as that goes. You know, it's not the size of the worm, Willie. It's on how. It's all about how you shake the worm.
yeah, it's not how deep you fish; it's how you wiggle your worm.
Hey, Ace.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever run where you've got I always call them bullet head because that's kind of what they remind me of for weights. but you slip your line through the hole down the center, then tie it onto your worm hook.
Oh yeah,
And
Yeah,
then,
there's a
a lot
bass
of
anchors.
them.
Yeah.
okay.
They're good. They're good for bass fishing.
Yeah, because we stocked a little pond and we had these black worms with the chartreuse tail, but they had like a head with two eyes and kind of like a night crawler body in the center, and then the rest of it was all worm shaped until it got to that tail. And I
Yeah.
noticed those things would get hit all the time. That looks yummy.
I bet this is what who was telling me to use the crawdad on chatterbait.
They
I
work
bet
all
this
right
is what
in
they're talking
certain
about.
areas.
Yeah, there's somebody earlier. I think it was in Avids was telling me use some kind of crawdad on that chatterbait, and I forgot I had this. Might have more
Yep.
than one.
Seeing me, I'd put a worm hook on it and throw it from the bank to make it look like it crawled on the bank and was swimming out.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going. I'm not. I'm going to be on the bank. I'm not going out on that damn boat.
I
Well,
know,
I mean,
but if you've got a place where you know how like peninsulas and shit get narrow?
Oh yeah.
Well, if you've got somewhere where you can cast across, you cast across, throw the crawdad on the bank, and then run him off the bank,
Well,
and you're on
especially
the other
now
side.
with the water being low, there's definitely more opportunities for that than ever. But
Yeah,
I seen a
like there's
boat.
spots in the creek, I could walk out the little points out in the creek where the point goes straight down because there was two streams coming together,
yeah.
a small one running into a big one. I could stand out on that point, and that probably worked too.
Oh,
I seen a bait you were showing off earlier. It had the wire on it.
Wire.
Yeah, on the hook. And that's actually a weedless.
yeah.
This
You can drag it across the.
this thing, it's got the spring on the hook.
Yeah, you can drag
Yeah.
that across the lily pads and stuff like that. That's what the spring is for.
Yep.
Huh.
They still sometimes get snagged, but not as
Actually did say
often.
weakness when we bought it too.
Yeah, I
He
have no
didn't realize
idea
it.
how to use this damn thing. No, don't have a clue.
Same way you would a spinner. Cast it out there and just reel it in.
Yeah.
Play with the different cranking speeds. You know how fast you're reeling.
Says bonus one live motion lucky swimsuit. Does that mean this fish thing came with it was the bonus?
Yeah,
It does look pretty cool.
that's a trailer, just like what you set up on the spinners for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think this crawdad still look good on this green chatterbait.
No,
Well, I don't know. What do you think? Dark and dark would be better. Dark and dark, then it'd look better on the black and blue.
dark and light.
Dark and light, so it'd look better on the green one.
And that other tube you had, if you fill that open or pack that tube full of different beta attractants, they work really good for that.
Hell yeah. Stan, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Oh man, Smith came in. You left the door open. Hey Rex.
Rex, what's up? What's up? We're supporting Team Stan on Saturday. Oh, you mean the?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No problem, buddy. You
He
showed
got.
up,
I
take some
couldn't
names,
believe
kick some ass, and take some names on that.
Stan got a couple of nice ones, but I couldn't believe Cleo. Man, he really slammed them.
Right, dude. 22 friggin' fish, man.
He should not have listened to his wife to move spots for bigger fish. If he'd have stayed there, he'd have put a ton more in the boat.
Right? Who got the biggest?
Not sure who got the biggest.
I remember they were talking about it, but I think just all everybody caught was channels. What?
Yeah. I know Palmetto got a pretty good size one.
Oh, I'll talk to
Did
you
he?
guys later. I got a phone call.
All right,
All right,
Jeffrey.
Jeff.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Yep. Good
But
fun
Anna,
fishing
she
together.
got the best one, I thought.
Dan said, yep. Even gave Lily the
What's
what's
up? Yeah, he did. Yeah, Stan said what's up right on the stream there, representing the bank fishermen, take care of business.
That was one heck of a big gill Anna got out there that day.
Yeah.
Muskrat Adventure's wife got a 22-pounder.
Oh, that would probably about guaranteed to be the biggest thing. Stan said Muskrat Adventures wife got a 22-pounder.
Yeah.
That's probably a deal sealer on that one.
Even for his brother says, thank you all for happy birthday.
Hell yeah. Of course, Kevin. You know how we do it.
I ain't gonna show anything on the T-school.
You know how we do it.
I'm going to have to get out there, though, one day real soon here. And just in a couple hours, show Smith, how real catfishermen catch them.
Yep. The
And he
master
said,
must teach us.
all the green.
Might teach old Dieter Milhorn, Catfish Dave, and you might teach us all of us.
Yeah.
That's how to do it.
Where Dieter fishes all the time down there in Lake Wally, in the
Yeah.
background, the bluish gray house up on the hill, that's
Yep.
actually my aunt's place that he fishes in front of all the time.
Wow. Yeah, where's he at? Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not Tennessee.
Huh?
Oh, shit, I can't think of it. Oh, damn it. We got two aunts in Tennessee and then her. And
30 plus from the bank. If the damn tree hugging bicyclists, then the cops and fire trucks didn't block my best spot. What the hell's going on with that, Stan? What's that all about? Kevin Baker, what's up? What's up?
North Carolina.
That's where Dieter is?
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that's one of my biggest fucking downfalls, deciding to do a fishing channel on YouTube. Dude, I tell you what, it's hard for people in Ohio unless you're clear at the fucking top by Toledo and shit and got the big lakes up there and the big rivers. I can't get to the Ohio River, and even if I could, it sucks ass. The Ohio River's just been so overfished and commercial fished.
Fantastic. It is in a open panel.
Of course it is, Stan. poof, like magic. Rex talking about your flathead.
Mm-hmm.
Flathead, shovelhead, flathead. Ugly mud cat. That
This
was a
awesome.
pretty
Give me a
fucking
second.
fish, boy. That was. That sucker was good and healthy. I caught a couple out there this year. Was beat up. I'm not sure if it was after the spawn or what. But that big one she caught, he was in good shape. He looked good all the way around. Stan said, "Awesome. Give me a second." All right, brother. If she beats that shit next year, man, I will hang poles up. I'll tell you what, I settled my first 30-pounder for a long time before I caught another. I've been sitting on the damn 40s for a long ass
I'll
time.
be right back.
All right. Can't give it a second. Minute. Catches up however long I did.
Keith Robinson of fishing and stuff is also local.
Talking about North Carolina. We've got a few fishing channels here in Ohio. Definitely some lot better ones than me. Uh, but yeah, my location sucks. I've got to establish some better transportation than calling a cab everywhere. Yeah, he did. He looked good. Yeah, he wasn't marked up or nothing. He'd been eating good. I knew it was 30 as soon as I got a net. I was like, yeah, I said it's 30. I knew.
And said, I mean, there are two of me on here and there's only one.
Charlotte area, hell yeah. I'd like to visit there. There's one of the drivers drives for transportation here in Courthouse. He goes up there somewhere, um, sometimes twice a year, and he just goes up there to hit them big blues. He's got 80s up there in North Carolina, over in North Carolina, whichever direction it is. I can't remember. I'm horrible with my fucking geography.
Say what?
Uh, Kevin was talking about, yep, Charlotte area, North Carolina. I've never been there, but I was telling him a guy from here in town drives for transportation. He goes there at least twice a year just to catch blues. And he showed me pictures of 80s. It ain't nothing for them to catch 10 over 60 on one trip.
Yeah, and Lake Wally, you get a lot of big ones. You know where to look.
Yeah.
Just like a Nildal Dam down there. Not so much above the dam, but below the dam, a couple miles down. There's a
Yeah.
lot of really nice ones.
Yeah, I've never been anywhere in that direction. I've been south to I've been to Georgia once when I was little. Been to Tennessee when I was little and sent Tennessee again,
It's been
2002.
years and years since I've been down there,
Yeah,
but
about
it's
18
like
years
a
ago.
chain. It's like a chain of lakes that come into Wally. The one just above Lake Wally, that one's got a lot of really nice blue caps in it too.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Kevin. It looked good. I can't eat cauliflower no more, man. If I eat cauliflower, I think I'm dying, but yeah, that shit had me going to the hospital thinking I'm having a heart attack. Hell yeah, Kevin. I try to catch them all, man. Like Pokemon. Try to catch them all.
Did you read the directions, Kevin?
Just wanted to say hi. Looking forward to more videos. Hell yeah, Rex. Thank you, brother. Yeah, and I'm mixing it up a little bit. You know, I know I'm gonna gain some subs. I hope I don't lose any subs. You know, the way I look at it, most of my subscribers and the guys that hang around and actually come to my shit, they know if you don't want to watch it, you need to read the title. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. You know what I mean? But we are gonna do some reaction videos, mainly uh more during the winter time, just because my fishing's gonna be slowed way down. So I figured out if there was time to try it, it was now. So I'm gonna be throwing some reaction videos out. But there's still going to be fishing videos. There's still going to be talk about fishing. There's still going to be my live talk about what the fuck ever we want to talk about, you know. But so I hope nobody gets pissed off and unsubs because we're doing some different shit. But
We gotta have something to do
got to
during the
keep
winter.
up that what the fuck's that thing called again? Uh, uh, fuck, I can't remember now. We just watched fucking Stars More never talk about the rhythm thing. Uh,
Really?
algorithm, yeah, got to keep that fucking algorithm up. Yeah. Because I went on a slide after I first got monetized. I went on a little slide after that. I gotta get that shit back. After I empty the cauliflower, I might drink the coffee. Cauliflower juice. Hell yeah, Kevin. That sounds like a video to get some views right there, but drink the hot cauliflower juice out of the jar after it's done. Yeah, he ate some spaghetti the other day. He put Maria's Frank's Red Hot on it, which I get the extra hot Red Hot, Kevin. I would show you the label, but the label's off of my bottle right now. I get the Frank's extra hot, and Maria gets the regular Red Hot. Then he put some other stuff on it that comes from the pizza place where he's at. It looked like it was hot. I just finally woke up so I can get in the chat now. What's up?
What's that?
Hi, Stan.
Hey, Maria.
Hey, Stan.
Hey, Ace, what's going on tonight?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Come on, there we go. Yeah, I'm still new with all this technical shit, so.
Oh, that was me. If you just heard that a second ago, I was getting my other phone turned on so I could get in the chat. And
I came on and I'm like, shit, I never checked my volume, and I do everything on my phone still, because I don't even have a damn laptop, I got an old tablet that I'm trying to find where I got it.
right.
Even now, like when I do the lives, the panels I go on, I don't have a separate device to keep up with chat or whatnot, so.
Right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need another laptop.
I'm old school. I didn't even have Facebook till I started doing this YouTube shit a few months ago.
Right.
And then met all you great people.
Yeah, I've had my YouTube channel going for a year and a month now. I started September 18th last year. Kevin Baker said hi, Stan.
It was a really good time on Saturday.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it looked like you guys
having
had fun.
Yeah.
But
Looked like it
if
was
y'all could
cold.
have seen, it started out 40 degrees here, and this is in
Jeez,
Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, Saturday morning. And
man.
but if, just behind the scenes stuff, I'll just go through my couple of days leading up to that. Last thing I
Yeah.
wanted to do was go on there and make an ass out of myself. I do enough of that
Right.
as it is. But so I was out. For those of you who don't know, I was hit by a drunk driver 10 years ago and really effed up my back, and mobility is an issue for me. Let's just put it that way. And that's been the past 10 years, and pain management is all I got left to deal with. There's no hope of it getting better, and et cetera, et cetera. But
Right.
so anyways, a few days before the tournament, like I said, I wasn't gonna go on and catch nothing. I had to at least get something. And
Yeah.
anyways, a couple days before the tournament, I ended up scouting with my son. Went to a couple places and got skunked. I think it was either the day before or the 2 days before the tournament. Going to the damn bathroom, middle of the night, lost my balance a little bit and ended up kicking the damn door frame of the bathroom. Broke 2 of my toes on my left foot, the other 2 toes. So I can't walk as it is.
Wow.
And now I'm starting a bank fishing tournament. Can't walk, 2 broken toes. We get to the first spot, and I'm like I said, I went scouting and got skunked at these scouting spots, which never happens. But I was saving my, everybody's got that hole that they can count on. That, you're having a day. Okay, I can go to this spot and I'll at least get. Well, that was that. I went and I'm like, well, we're gonna have to do it, dog. We're gonna have to use that spot today. There's a pond that's up above it. A pond that's up above the river. It's the lock system actually in James, where they used to have the big ships come up, and they had a lock system that would for unloading the big ships and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's non-functional now, but the lock system is still there. So there's still, the where they would fill the locks with the water. That's still there, and there's that's warmer water because it's up there. It's not really really deep, and it's up above so it gets warm water all the time. And there's sunfish and bass and all that stuff in it. Well, there's a runoff from that goes down into this big creek that empties out into the James, and it's at a point where there's shallow water around it, and then where the creek comes into it with that warm water coming in, it's deeper water, and it's on a point. So then there's structure. So I mean, it's just, if you ain't gonna catch a fish, you got to, if it's one of those days where you're not catching, you got to go there and you'll catch. I've caught fish there on pepperoni from Little Caesar's Pizza while we were waiting to catch bait. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna catch fish there. Well, we show up, we're there, and I'm like, there's a parking lot, you got to park. It's in downtown Richmond. So, you got to park. You can't just pull on the grass because you'll end up with the ticket for that. You can't pull on the sidewalk. You have to have the designated parking spot and whatnot. So we get there, and every damn parking spot is full. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
You said you're streaming off your phone, Stan?
What's that?
You're streaming off your phone?
Yeah.
And you broke your toes. How? You kicked the door or the door frame?
The door frame.
Can you grab your phone and walk over and kick the door frame? Show us just how you did that.
I knew that was coming, Ace.
I seen that coming. Yeah.
You can always count on Ace for that support right there, right?
Just one other question for you. Did it hurt?
Oh my God.
I didn't feel a thing.
They were out sideways, like, you picture a broken toe, like where it's broken, dislocated.
Oh.
When I sat down, because it's, I was right there, I sat down, I had to pop them back.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh my God. You had
my bathroom door opens just the opposite. Instead of in, it opens out towards you when you open it. And I had the problem here a while back. I opened the damn door and it come right up over my toes and pressed me down the carpet. Oh, did that hurt, shutting that door to get out from under it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, so I popped them back in and had to wrap tape around it to keep them back in place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it was just one of those. This tournament was just something else. So that spot didn't work. So I'm like, well, there's a spot right up the river a little bit where there's this. They did what's that called? Revitalization or whatnot of the inner cities. So they made this whole boardwalk thing and riverwalk thing they called it. And so now all the fancy people are just overrunning what used to be good spots. And but there's a wall. They got this wall, and it's probably 40, 50 feet. I don't have a what do you call it? The pier net or the dock nets. You lower it down on the rope, and then so I couldn't fish there. But there was a dock that used to be up at the front of that. Well, this year we had some of them real bad rains and whatnot, where the river was up to like flood stages. Yeah. And I didn't know it had ripped that dock out. So now I unloaded the car, walked over to this spot, and to find out that the dock is gone. So now we got to get back in the car, load the car back up. We go back to the other spot where the bicyclists, where the parking lot was full. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to wait here, and I'm going to catch one of these sons of bitches coming by and say, move your car. This is, that's the point I was at. Well, we get back to that parking lot, and there's police and fire trucks. I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody drowned or one of these bicyclists had a heart attack. I don't know what happened, but they had that whole thing was on shutdown. So there's my best spot, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. This can't be happening.
I know exactly where you're coming from because I'm limited to being a bank fisherman. I'm limited to the handicapped docks are somewhere where it's only 20 to 25 feet to where I can sit down and fish.
Yeah.
I can't get my legs hardly at all anymore.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's me, Ace. And so then there was this other spot that I found. I hadn't fished there yet, but it's a public kayak takeout. Yeah. And there's handicap parking that's pretty close to it. So I'm like, you know what? I haven't tried there, but I know that that's in a good section of the river. We should have a good shot there. We get there, and I don't see anybody there. Within like 30 seconds of us pulling in, there's these vans and cars and everybody. There was a fucking kayak class that day there. Mm. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. This can't be. I mean, this is like, you know, so this. Then we finally go we go back across the James to the, this is all on the Richmond side. Then we go across the James River, for anybody that travels the East Coast, 95 runs right through the city of Richmond, and it goes right across the James River. So we head back south and go out of Richmond to the other side, Chesterfield side of the river, and there's a boat launch that's down there. And that's how we got lucky that spot that I was fishing at was open. But that's not really for this time of year and the weather conditions. That's not really it's not the spot. Let's just put it that way, as everybody saw. But I did manage to catch those two finally, and I spoke to some guys that were coming out from the boats and some other people that were fishing. Nobody else I spoke to caught anything that day. It was just the cold front through, and it was just not the right day. You know what I mean?
That's the way it's been up here all summer. We've had so much rain, the water stayed cold. And
not here. It's been dry as shit. That's why the water's still warm.
Not here in California either. It's been 100 degrees.
We'll get 1 or 2 days where it's really nice out, and then all of a sudden it'll pour for 2 or 3 days.
We got a little bit of rain yesterday, finally, but it wasn't enough to make a difference on nothing.
But Ace, that's how it usually is in Wisconsin. There's only a few days out of the year that it's like 80 degrees and humid.
Oh, I've got this little spot up on O'Neill Creek. There's a public handicap pier up there. I've got photos where you can go look at them anytime on my Facebook, and I've got them loaded in different places where I've got that dock just lined with cats. And I mean, that was all last year, one day right after the next. Basically, this year, you're lucky if you go to that spot, you get 1 or 2.
Wow. I remember in Wisconsin going out to Lake Michigan and trying to get on the rock pier out there. There's a small rock pier out on Lake Michigan. I think it's more north. But trying to climb out on that and getting told not to.
I wouldn't even waste my time on Lake Michigan unless you're going for trout and perch.
I just fish just to fish. If I ever do fish, when
You'll
I was in Wisconsin, I would just fish just to fish. I never had a specific thing I was going for.
Yeah. Mendota Lake and Madison's one good spot. The Fox River, where it comes up through Wisconsin's okay.
Fox is good for sturgeon, spearfish and sturgeon.
But then the Chippewa Falls and the Eau Claire rivers, they're excellent.
Where's the best spot to catch sturgeon out in Wisconsin? It's the Fox, isn't it?
No, Chippewa River, right up in Chippewa itself, right below the dam near the power plant.
Okay, because I know that when I was living in Needham-Menasha, me and my dad and his son-in-law went out to the Fox and we saw a bunch of sturgeon laying their eggs on the rocks, tossing and turning.
Yeah, where the little river comes in up there in the Chippewa. Coming up through the town of Chippewa, it's got a small river that comes in right alongside the power plant. And
Yeah.
inside that river, and they go up river there to spawn all the time. And I've hooked into 12 and 14-foot sturgeon there, and they'll take the line across the damn river and shoot downriver, and that's the end of your line.
Jesus Christ, man.
If you ain't got a hold of your rod, it's gone or got it tied down.
Yeah, you gotta have that shit tied down because they toss too.
Yeah.
They fucking rustle all over the place.
That's what my rod holders, they're shoved down in the ground about 2.5 feet. And I started going to the dollar store buying dog leash after dog leash. And then
the metal hook
on
ones?
the end of it, and you run that carabiner through the dog leash, pull that up tight on your rod holder, and then hook the carabiner itself right to the rod.
No, you know what you do? You know those in the ground dog leash holders? The ones you screw into the ground?
Why? You've got a metal rod holder, you're shoving it down in the ground at an angle, putting your rod in it.
Yeah, but see the thing is you're shoving it in at an angle. So the sturgeon could easily rip it out of the angle if they do it just the right amount of force. So what you do is you take a dog leash.
You angle the rod holder back toward you, not the river.
Well, all I know is what I used to do is I used to take those dog leashes, I'd screw them into the ground, and I'd grab a carabiner and some the fucking clips, the ones I'm talking about, and you clip it to the dog leash, and then
you figure them anchors you're talking about. I thought about that too. You know, they're $8-9 a piece to buy them. You can go buy a clothesline for $2 or $1 at the dollar store. You can buy carabiners, packs of 3 for $1 a pack. If you're gonna do something like that, just clip it to the front bumper of your car and then your rods.
Wait, hey, so let me cut you off for a second. Is anybody else a jackass like me and go around the dollar? Anybody else a jackass like me and go around the dollar store and look for the employees and say, "Excuse me, how much is this?"
Yes, all the fucking damn time.
Dude, I worked at the Dollar Tree.
I held my phone up in there.
Everything in the store is $1.
That's what I'm talking about.
I held my phone up in there just a few days back. I says, "Hey, my scanner's not working. Can you come scan it and tell me how much?"
I'll tell you what.
The girl just stood there and laughed.
I'll tell you what. Be thankful you guys live wherever you guys do, because out here we have a place called 99-cent store. They have items in there that are $15.
No, they were $15. They were $14.
Our Dollar General and Family Dollar's like that.
They were $14.99.
$14.99, right? We had a 99-cent store too.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. I'm like, first time I went in there, it was, I don't remember what it was. It was like a shelf or something like that. It shouldn't have been $1. And I'm like, holy shit, everything. They're like, no. It's $14.99. I got you, sons of bitches.
99 cents on top of the dollars.
Yeah, no. It used to be where the 99-cent store was only $1.
Yeah,
Like
it should
not
have been
even
dollars
$1.07.
plus 99 cents.
It wasn't even
Jacob,
$1.07. It used to be purely just $1 back when I was a little kid. And they used to have like hampers and stuff like that too for just $1. Well, now they have milk, they have shells, they have all sorts of things, and it's still 99 cents store quality shit, and you're paying $15-20 for it. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I got to take a trip back to a store tomorrow. I went and picked myself up a brand new webcam.
Oh, nice.
And the damn
What kind of
thing-
webcam?
Oh, you can read it on there. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling you, Jacob. I used to work at
Luratech.
Dollar Tree. People ask me every day. They'd ask me
Yeah,
prices.
yeah.
But the damn
Put it
thing
back up. Put it back.
fuzzy. It
Put it,
sucks. $80
put-
worth of webcam and it's junk.
put it back up. I didn't have my phone in my hand, so I wasn't able to see it. So I'm at work. Luratech.
That's one thing. Whenever Ace goes live, you can count on him reaching to the left or to the right and pulling something up on screen.
Well, what do you want me to
Look,
pull
here
up?
he goes again.
There's all kinds of
See
stuff I
that?
can pull out.
Just when you see something long, black, and rubbery, just run.
Hey, Curtis.
Yes.
Curtis, young man. Why don't you
Yes.
be a good little boy and take these colored pencils and sketch pad and go sit in the corner and draw and be quiet?
You do have colored pencils too.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so
Maria
who's
would.
the young man? Who's the young man who's got colored pencils? I don't even have a coloring book or a notepad.
I picked them up for little boys like you, so you can go sit in the corner and draw and be quiet.
Damn, Dobson, your show went to hell. What's going on?
No, his show finally got interesting.
I used to do photography years. Well, I shouldn't say years back, just a few years back. This is, I don't know how good you can see that, but that's one of the trucks I photographed.
It almost looks
That's nice.
holographic.
Is that a
now.
Model T or Model A?
1929 Model T.
Nice. My grandpa
By the way, I
used
don't
to.
I don't know how many's out in chat, but I just saw that Maria posted that video. Y'all go watch it.
There's someone.
Mm.
That's not my video.
Huh?
Sorry, I had to mute. I was taking a piss. I didn't want y'all to hear me. Y'all
You
think I'm joking? I wasn't joking.
Maria's PB video. I just saw that she posted it a little bit ago.
Yeah, I watched that video live.
Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
in regards to that Model T, my grandpa from my dad's side,
yeah.
he used to remodel Model T's engines, and he would turn them into a fuel-injected engine. He was one of the first few people to ever fuel inject their Model T so that they didn't have to stop on the side of the road and crank it every few seconds.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she does.
Is it just me, or does that joke never get old? I've heard that since I was a kid.
Okay, I think it's not that it doesn't get old, because I think it's kind of old already as it is. I think it's just some of us don't really give a fuck and love pissing people off.
That's what I'm talking about. You still laugh about it. I've heard that joke for decades and decades, and I still laugh.
It's funny to a certain select few because we don't give a fuck and we like to make stupid jokes. But the people that don't like stupid jokes, they're like, "Oh my god, it's so mature." It's like, no, it's funny.
It's like Three Stooges videos. People getting hit in the head or the nuts. That's just funny.
Oh, that's just funny as fuck. Yeah.
You're always gonna laugh about somebody getting hit.
Exactly.
Well, you're gonna laugh. There's two things you're gonna do. First, you're gonna go, "Oh my god," and then you're gonna laugh.
Yeah. No, you only go, "Oh my god," if it's in the nuts, and that is just funny.
Oh my god, my friends and I, when I was a kid, my friends and I, my one friend and I, he had those wrist rocket slingshots. We were trying to get my other friend. We were at his house and it had like where you could go from room to room in kind of like a circle.
Yeah.
Well, he was supposed to be, my one friend, the plan was he was supposed to be in the one room with the slingshot aimed at the door with a pistachio nut in it, waiting for the other friend to come through. And my other friend was supposed to come through first. Well, I accidentally came through first. Oh my god. You wouldn't think a little pistachio nut could do that much damage, but man.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah, I can.
That's crazy.
I'll tell you what, it's just as bad as when I was younger. I don't know if you guys did this, but cut the tops off of soda bottle and put a fucking water balloon at the end and a rubber band and fucking shoot beam at people.
Half me.
Hello?
Now you hooked it to a water bottle?
Yeah, you take a rubber band, balloon, you attach it to the top of the water bottle, you cut the top of the water bottle off, you put a rubber band around the part you screw the lid on, and then you shoot beans out of it, and it's called a bean shooter.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. You kind of pull it back. Yeah.
It's like a slingshot for beans.
Correct.
But that shit hurts.
Slingshot for anal?
No, slingshot for beans. Frijoles.
Yeah, you pull the balloon back.
Spread them, baby.
Yeah. They've got a thing.
Oh, bullseye.
You can actually make one that's surgical tubing and whatnot, and it's for shooting arrows.
Oh no, I could do that with rubber bands, ballpoint pens, the ones you can take completely apart and have a hollow tube, and a hot glue gun.
Yeah,
and you can shoot wooden skewers.
I'm talking about ones that with the surgical tube. When you do a surgical tubing, you can put a damn
Oh yeah, like fucking the elastic one.
Yeah, you can actually kill deer with. I mean, it'll go through plywood.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you have it tight enough, because surgical tube is very tight, but it's also very stretchy too. The thing is it depends on the type of tubing you get, because you can get the non-stretchy surgical tube, or you can get the type that's for like what's it called?
Ace is like The Price is Right, you know, where they're like, okay, we'll give you $100. Not Price is Right. Let's make a deal. If you've got a used Band-Aid in your pocketbook, I'll give you $50. You mentioned something. Ace is pulling it out. We're talking about. There it is.
You're a cat fisherman. You know what that is used for, don't you, Stan?
Now, go ahead. What do you use it for?
It comes in a 5-foot roll. Okay.
Oh, yeah. For the chicken livers.
Yeah.
I just use my wife's old stockings for that. Or
this is cheaper, but you pull out.
You're true. It keeps me out of less trouble.
Tie a knot. Turn that knot inside out. Shove it full of liver. Pinch off the top above and hook it on your hook and throw it out.
There you go. Yep.
Works great for liver.
When I am going to use chicken livers like that, I set them all up ahead of time, so you're not messing around with it all when you're there fishing, and you don't get it all over your hands. You just hook it. You got them all sitting there, and then they stay in that juice. And with that, that's I think it keeps the juice in there. It disperses it more evenly, so it stays fresh a lot longer. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it does. Another thing I like is elastic stretch thread. You put your liver on the hook and you start top of the eye and then
Yeah.
come down over it and wrap it around the end of the hook and pull her
See, I've
tight.
done that with just plain. I've done that with regular thread, and it works.
Yep. Yep. I use it for clams when I'm saltwater fishing. I'll use
Yeah.
the elastic thread with clams too.
Sorry, y'all. I'm a youngin'. I don't know nothing about nothing y'all talking about.
That's because
Yeah,
you're
you
just
know.
a young pup. You're still learning.
Yes, sir. I got
That's
lots
it.
to learn, man.
Yeah.
But at least
School
I
of
ain't like the youngins nowadays where
Like
we don't
sticking
like
a
to listen to it.
firecracker up a frog's ass
school
and
of
light.
life, right, Ace?
Yeah. And you hang around with those old farts, you young pups will learn something.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not like most young pups. I'm sort of an old pup at heart, though.
Well, there you go, Curtis. I'm glad to hear that. There's hope. There's hope.
Only for the select few that are like me and my brothers. We grew up without phones, without iPods, without internet.
Is that not crazy? Like, Dobson and Ace and you and I, we remember back in those days, there was no, I still remember that when it was a big deal when the cordless phone came in for your house.
Yeah,
You're like, you know what I'm doing?
I'm
I'm
talking
30
on the
feet
phone.
away watching TV on the phone.
Or the
Yeah, I'm
big
pretty sure
telephone that had the long antenna and a damn box about that big. And
Yeah.
when the first cell phone came out and you guys had the fucking radioactive cell phones.
back when I was probably, maybe a little bit younger than you, Curtis, the big thing that came out for us was the damn Atari.
Oh, I had an Atari when I was a kid. That was one of my first consoles.
I
Yeah,
Shit.
still
Atari
play
was
Atari
awesome.
if I had one.
I remember the one year I thought I was like, damn, I thought I screwed up this year. I thought I was a bad kid, and I still got Pong for Christmas. I must have been all right.
I was just happy
Shit.
as hell when I got Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man one year for Christmas on the old
Shit.
Atari.
I had the old school Atari. Only game I had was Pong because it was the only one that my dad could find.
Yeah,
And that
they had Pong, and then what the heck was that other one? I can't think of the name of it. Where all these little
Breakthrough.
lines come
Breakthrough.
down, and you had to shoot them.
yeah, Breakthrough, yeah.
Yeah, alien spaceships.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
Space
that one too.
Invaders.
That's it. Space Invaders.
Yep, I remember that one too. But
Then there was Berserker and Centipede, where that.
Yeah.
yep.
They-
But see, here's the thing. You gotta figure I'm 27 years old. That was my first console. Then I got into Game Boys and I got into Segas.
PlayStation was already up.
I didn't have a
Hey,
PlayStation when
Dobson.
they first came out. I'll tell you what, Dobson. I had a PlayStation 2 when PS3s and Xboxes were already out.
Uh-oh, what happened to poor Stan?
Road Warrior.
You need to lock the door. Road Warrior just came in.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Make sure that his brother doesn't come in.
Glad you was.
Oh, God. Road Warrior, is your brother home? Go check the closet, see if he's home.
Road Warrior's brother just let him out of the crib. That's why he's here.
No, you let him out of the closet. That's why he's here.
If he had a long enough nap, he could get up for an hour or two.
I'm going to mute my mic for a second. I'm going to be vacuuming, and I don't want nobody to be like, oh, my ears.
Y'all are still young, have crazy stuff. Crank phone. Yeah, Jenny, can you patch me through to Gutenberg 203? Man, I had some damn pantyhose in my fucking tackle box. Because I wanted to use it. I took it with me to use on my dough ball because my dough ball was falling apart.
You were wearing them earlier, weren't you?
No, not these. I had a bunch of old ones chopped up for the liver. I keep the good ones put up.
Huh? You need to go to the nearest drugstore around
These
here.
ones that already had runs and stuff in them.
You need to, like I said, you need to go to the drugstore nearby you and get some of the stretch tubing there, Willie. It works a whole lot better.
Yeah. Playing Batman on my Xbox One. Hell yeah. I still got an Xbox 360 and I can't get to read the damn game.
No, what you need to do is you need to go get yourself a tourniquet.
What would you do with the tourniquet with chicken liver? That's that. Indeed.
I haven't a clue. I was just making stupid conversation.
I was trying to figure out how's that going to work. Use the tube, put some up in the tube, and tie the tube to the hook.
I mean, you got to figure a tourniquet tube is pretty elastic, so
Yeah.
it could do just as good, if not better, than the other one.
Just
And then
put
on
your
top of
liver in a syringe and fill it up.
Road Warrior, if you're Batman, prove it. Climb up on the roof of the tallest building near you and jump. Let's see if you can fly.
Batman can't fly.
do not tempt him. He will try it. Road Warrior's just redneck enough to try that shit.
I have no license.
I'll bet him $50 he won't feel a damn thing until he hits the ground.
No, that's not true. He'll feel the wind on his face.
He ain't gonna feel nothing that's gonna hurt him until he hits the ground.
Unless he gets stung by a bee on the way down.
No, in Road Warrior, though, he's kind of blind, so he'd have to stop on the way down and ask directions.
He might have to jump into a closet and find his brother and ask him to help him find his way out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, JV.
I wonder when Road Warrior is going to come up here so he can actually defend himself.
Oh, he'll be up here shortly.
I know. That's one thing about me and Road Warrior. It doesn't matter. We'll always be coming up, at least for a few seconds.
I don't know how long that was lit up.
So, I mean, look at me. I don't even say anything in chat anymore. I just come straight in.
Yeah, I think I might have left Stan in the basement. Didn't know he was down there. Well, you wasn't really fucking helping either. But
Who?
trying to roll a cigarette. I don't know how long you've been down there before that. You can see a red dot in there. Look here.
If you see a red dot, run.
Man, I loved laser pointers when I was a teenager.
So did I. Shit, when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid.
Warrior, there's no panel tonight. Only the good people.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed up here tonight, Road Warrior. Your brother hasn't came out of the closet to his parents yet.
I hope I didn't make Stan mad. I didn't know he was down there. I don't think he's there now.
No, he's lagging.
I don't know how long he's in the basement. When I popped it up, the picture was already gray, like he was already gone.
Can y'all still hear me?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to mute my mic for a second. Just want to let y'all know.
What's up, Half Crazy? But you would say I have the right size.
Here's some check.
Here's a joke for you, bud. If a girl walk up to you and ask, "Do you wear or the cucumbers?"
Ask you where the cucumbers.
Ask what?
Ask you where the cucumbers.
Ask you where the cucumbers. You would be like this, and you start to smile, and you look down, and she does not say how big,
And you think.
and you think,
And it comes down to one.
I have the right size. Hell yeah, Kev. I think Curtis wants a taste of the rainbow. Rainbow said Curtis wants to taste the rainbow.
Road Warrior, no, I do not. I do not want to taste the rainbow or Snitch 9. That little Fruit
Hey,
Loop Pebble
man,
looking motherfucker.
What's up, Stan?
Wow,
Was
what
you
the
in the
hell did I
basement? I
miss?
missed you.
What's
You
that?
missed a bunch of
Was
Fruit
you in the
Loops and
basement? I
Hot
missed you.
Puffs.
All I'm hearing about is Skittles. I don't know what's going on.
Stan, I think you finally came out the damn closet.
Wow.
Road Warrior and Curtis, they're gonna share the Skittles.
No, that's Road Warrior and his brother / sister.
They like tasting that rainbow,
Yeah.
No, that's Road Warrior's brother.
huh? Yeah, you never know. That's what I love about Dobson's streams, his live. You know, most of the ones I'm mostly on the catfishing and whatnot shows and whatnot. You click on the Dobson, and you could go everything from catfishing to tasting the rainbow and everything in between. That's what makes it. It's awesome. It's awesome.
We were live for 12 hours one night over the winter, and about 10 hours of it, we were talking about stuffing circus peanuts up Feedback's ass.
One live, me, Dobson, Road Warrior, and I can't remember who else were all on the panel, and we're all talking about how Road Warrior's brother keeps talking about he's gonna fuck somebody in the ass, and
Good Lord.
the thing is, he was in his game, so we kind of made it an oncoming and continuously running joke where he's got to come out the closet.
Yeah, but I heard Curtis actually.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I dropped the link, Road Warrior.
Road Warrior, you Fruit Loop motherfucker, get your bitch ass on this damn panel.
Wait, I want to. Is Kevin still out in the? I saw him out there before in the chat.
Yeah,
he put that video.
Kevin, I believe, still is.
You seem like an awesome dude, Kevin. I saw you put that video out a couple days ago. Keep doing what you're doing. You're a cool dude.
Oh. Sorry if y'all hear. Sorry if y'all hear noise. I'm sweeping right now.
Yeah, you're spanking it, Spanky.
Tasting the rainbow.
Tasting the rainbow.
Only with Mr. Spanky.
Howdy ho.
Oh, I love that show.
You got to be proud of Curtis. I mean, he does put his dress on every night and goes and sleeps.
Ace, you would want to know that, huh? You come over here spying on me,
sleeping, mopping, taking out the trash.
So how you see me if I'm doing that, huh? You spying on me?
When you got the camera up.
It's old school.
I ain't never had no camera up like that.
Straight summer Christmas.
So you must be spying on me.
It's old school secrets, Curtis.
Standing next to the desk, holding a broom in her hand and showing us this big vault one night, which you never gave me 45%. You never
that
gave
was
me
not a vault.
45%.
Wait a minute, that's an awful small envelope that you're sealing there.
That was not a broom. That was a vacuum, and that was at a bank.
Well, see, you were vacuuming that night. Other nights you're sweeping and mopping.
You
You
ever
guys
clean the
are a
pipes
bunch.
for him?
Huh?
You ever clean the pipes for him?
No, never. But I heard Ace loves it. I heard Ace loves a good pagan.
Yeah, you can always laugh. You can always laugh here. That's amazing, Dobson.
Hey, Ace.
You've got
Ace,
a channel. I like it.
Ace, I have a serious question for you. How many times a night do you get your salad tossed?
I don't.
That's what a salad toss receiver would say.
And how many times in the evening there at work are you on your knees?
Only whenever I gotta do the toilets.
And we're not talking. Well, you use the excuse you're down there picking up big pieces of paper off the floor. But
Now that's a
we
blumpkin
know
if you're
better.
doing it on the toilet.
All right. Since we're trying to do some jokes here, anybody want to hear a joke?
Sure.
It takes a second to build it up, but I promise I'll get to it. All right. So
Funny.
there's this southern boy from deep south. We're talking Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. We're talking deep south, and his name is Lukey. Well, Lukey's got a girlfriend, and he's about 12-ish, 13 or so. And Lukey there, he has the girlfriend. He's got an issue. He wants to have sex with his girlfriend, but he's not really sure what to do. So they live out in the middle of nowhere. So the only person he can talk to is his pa. So he says, Pa, me and Becky Sue, we've been, she's my girlfriend, and I really love her, and I want to have sex with her. How do I do that? So Pa, not being a real educated man, he doesn't really know how to tell him. He just wants to. He's going to show him. So he says, "Well, Lukey, I don't really know how to tell you, but I'll just show you what you do." So Lukey's pa goes, Ma, come on in here. Lay on over there. Take off your clothes and spread your legs. So Lukey's mother gets on the floor. Now, Lukey's dad and Lukey's pa, he grabs Lukey by the shoulder. He says, "Now, Lukey, you look closely over there. You see that hole over there between Ma's legs? Watch old Pa." So the father goes over there and takes his pants down, and he's going to it. I mean, he's really getting it. While this is going on, Lukey's little brother comes in. Lukey, what Ma and Pa doing on the floor over there? Lukey, now he thinks he knows something. So he says, "Well, little brother, they're having sex." Lukey's little brother says, "Well, what's that? How do I do that?" Well, Lukey don't know how to tell him, so Lukey's going to show him. He says, "Well, little brother, you see that hole over there between Pa's legs? Watch old Lukey." Boom, boom.
I had my mic muted, but I was laughing when you finished it. Oh gosh.
It's like Curtis. He's always telling us he's got a girlfriend, but he's never told us his name.
Her name is Sandra.
We said hi to her on live stream sometime.
Yeah.
I've said hi
She
to the
called,
girl.
he tried to answer the phone. He'd be like, "I gotta go." Hi, babe. Hi, babe.
Yeah, they've tried to say hi to her, but they don't realize when you're in a call and you're doing the live stream chat like this on the panel, they can't hear on the phone, but you can hear them on the phone. So.
We do it anyway.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's still recorded on the live stream. Except for the ones we went over 12 hours. I did 16 twice.
Damn, and I thought DMV's 9 hours was a long.
I've done, I can't remember. I probably did 8 or 10 12-hour streams. When
I'll
I
tell you
was
what, though,
getting my hours, getting monetized, and I did 2 16
I got a
hours.
big kick out of DMV. DMV would have never went live until I talked him into it.
Yeah.
But he's awesome at it. To stay like on topic, let's say, with catfishing, and we have a little fun there, but still to
Yeah.
keep people from the fishing shows that are family oriented, you can still go to that DMV Live all night, and it's still there's that it's like a Disney movie where there's that little joke for the adult that the kids won't realize, but it's still kind of an adult one.
Yeah, I put a lot of that shit in there.
Right? You get that little joke in there that can be whatever, but even if a kid was watching, it would still be appropriate.
Yep.
And for him to keep that energy and to keep 50 of us up all night watching fishing, even though he's not catching something.
Yep.
He's amazing. He's awesome at that.
He did all kinds of lives, sitting there at home and stuff. And one night I was talking to him. I says, "Hey, you need to, when you're out there on the bank, actually go live." And he says, "Well, I don't want to do that. I've got nobody to talk to. Nobody shows up. Who am I going to talk to?" I says, "Well, DMV, I tell you what, go live. I'll sit there all goddamn night with you and talk at you." And I did that. And after that, he kept doing it. And God, he gets all kinds of views now.
Yeah, that one that was almost 10 hours. I was there from start to finish.
That was his first live fishing. Yeah.
I don't like to badmouth people and stuff like that, but Chunky kind of turned me away from him.
Yep.
I mean, what was Chunky's main gripe? He had a very bad knee. He went and got the surgery done. 2 days later, he was on that bank fishing, right? What was he doing on that live stream fishing 2 days later? He was jumping up out of that chair and running to them rods. Did that look like a man in pain?
No, hell no. That wouldn't.
Well, y'all watch me Saturday.
You know the pain you're in, Stan. You know the pain I'm in. Think about that. Did Chunky look like a man in pain?
No, you got a point there.
And then I've asked him a few times. I've seen other people ask him too in his live streams. Pull your pant leg up. Let's see your scar. You never get an answer back from him.
Hell, he's had so many people in that chat now over there. He doesn't see most of it.
No, and then he got that $250 donation the other night. It's like, holy shit.
Dude, that same dude turned around at the end of the stream and said, "I forgot about tax," and gave him another $50.
$50, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, really?
Same dude.
Yeah, because anything you make, what is it, over $500 or $600 at the end of the year, you've got to pay taxes on that off of YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's probably good for every state. In Ohio, I have to make $10,000 before I have to pay taxes.
No, federal law. Federal law for federal taxes. Anything over $600, you got to claim. Really? Like technically, if you have like yard sales every weekend, and you make over $600, I mean, you'd have to have somebody turn you in and all this stuff. But technically, if you make over $600, like at yard sales, you're supposed to claim it on your federal taxes over $600.
Huh.
So you're saying?
Because me and Buddy used to scrap, and we had a pretty good year scrapping one year. He called somebody, and they told him $10,000, or we didn't have to file it. So we never filed.
Probably for your estate tax, it might be for that.
That could be.
I don't want anybody to get me wrong, on Chunky, he's a good guy, a hell of a good fisherman. Does a beautiful light show and beautiful job with them rods. I got to give him credit for that. But to me, it's more like he's not in it for the show. He's more in it to me for the
money
he's getting.
Well, that's really what most people do YouTube for, is because they want more money.
Yeah,
and
I don't
really mind
that part of it either. But the part that scares me is, to me, it's like he's playing the people. He's got these issues, but then 2 days later, he's just fine.
Yeah. Well, now I do have to say something about that. There are times where my mom has issues with her knees, and it just spikes out of nowhere. Sometimes it's worse than it actually is. Sometimes it's not too bad. So it could be that he does get spikes, and when he's running to get his rods, he could actually have like an adrenaline shock, not wanting to lose his rods and wanting to catch that fish. hoping it's a big one so he doesn't think about the pain. It could be that. But
Well, he fixed his rods after I made a few statements on a few other chats because Chunky did a nice rod holder setup on that wagon. But if you would have listened to him in some of the beginning streams he did on that, he used liquid metal. All right. And that's what was holding them rod holders to that board. Liquid metal, like I told everybody else and him. I mean, that's going to pull off that board eventually. So finally, he did go back and he bolted them rod holders to that.
Yeah, the only thing that liquid metal ain't gonna hold that at all. That's
not on wooden paint.
Nope.
No, see, what I would do is I would either do bolts like you said to do, or I would do straight up concrete or cement right inside the board. Build the concrete.
Even concrete is going to pull once it'll just pull off whatever wood and paint that's connected to the concrete. It'll pull off. You got to have a mechanical. You got to have a mechanical through the wood bolted on both sides. That's the only thing that for security reasons.
Countersink screws into them. Because I know exactly what he did, and I know exactly what rod holders and everything he used because.
Do you pay attention?
I have the exact same wagon, but instead of mine being blue, it's red. And I have the rod holders.
Yeah, right from Walmart, right?
Yep, they come right with the screws and everything, right to the back of them. And then they got a hole on this side where you put the screw through and screw it right on.
Yeah, my son just made me a nice one with one of those this weekend. He used PVC, a thick. It was a smaller diameter, but it's taller so that when I'm, bank fishing, I don't got to bend over to try to grab it from the bottom. He made it about a 3.5 foot or so, 4 foot piece of the thinner piece, but it's thick wall. It's just a thinner diameter.
Yeah,
PVC,
it's probably 1.5 inch schedule 40.
Yeah. It's the smaller. The reel won't fit into it, but it was perfect for screwing that exact rod holder in. And the other good portion of that is I can use it for a cane for balance for walking to the spots when we get.
Yeah, I make a lot of them, but mine when I do them, I'll get a butt cap. I'll put a butt cap on and then drill a hole through it. Put a 5/16 threaded rod through the bottom of it, nut it on both sides of that butt cap, glue that on the bottom of the rod holder.
To give it kind of a...
that in the bottom and get yourself a T of not a 45-degree T, but it's more like a Y. Put the bottom end down on the pipe, and then you've got the upper part at a 45-degree angle. So when you slide your rods in it, they're already angled.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I make a lot of rod. I used to make all my rod holders that way, and then I switched off and started doing some metal ones. And
I just prop mine up and leave the bells open.
I've seen that. I was amazed by that, Dobson. I'm like, where the hell's his rods? And I go, and they're laying on the ground. And
yeah.
I was like,
I'll just loosen up my drag and let them pull. And then when
that's what my clickers are for. Exactly. That's what the clickers are for.
But eventually I want to switch over to some of the bait runners where they got the switch on the bottom, the tightening knob, and
only thing you got to be careful with them, Ace, is that if they're making a run, don't flip that switch over quick, because that instant amount of pressure on it will really mess with those gears. Because my son did that, and we were catching 30-pounders and it was holding up. The first one that he had on that was bigger than that, he did that same thing. I mean, it sounded like you shot a frozen log through a saw. It just the noise that it made when he flipped that sucker over, and it was like we didn't have the scale, but it was well over 50 pounds, and it just tore that reel apart.
That was an open face with a bait runner on it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a few times. I don't trust them just because of that. I've seen it happen.
Mm.
Hell, my mom years ago, she had a big Seal Star with a bait runner on it, and she had a 25-pound big game, that bright yellow line. I think it was big game. It was back in the day. But she had it take off out there at More Acres, and she went down there and she flipped it to turn the bait runner off and lock the reel, and then she went to jerk it and backlashed that open face reel. That spool stayed on the bait runner, and it took it just and it backlashed just like a bait cast.
Because it spun too quick. Yep.
Yep.
So I've been switching over to these Akuma Magnas. Or Magda.
Yeah, I like Kuma.
Oh man,
I've never used the reels, but I like about everything else they make.
These have actually got the bait runner here on this side.
Yeah.
You can engage it or disengage it.
I love my Akuma. It's the only second video. I've only got 2 videos out, but that was my Akuma classic.
I tell everybody I love fishing with the beef sticks, and they all think it's meat sticks that I'm fishing with, but
no, Daiwa beef stick.
Yeah.
I've had one for 20 plus years. I bought it at a Jamesway, which was like a local I'm trying to think of what the type of store. You know, it's got some name brands and stuff, but it's at like a discount. It's one of those type of stores. They closed. It was back up in the New York area 30 years ago, and I still have it, and I use that surf fishing.
Yeah, I got 3 of the 10 footers. I want to get the 3 of the 14 footers.
It's an amazing rod because you can hook. It's stiff. It's pretty stiff, but it's still. I mostly use it for saltwater, but I've had fun with them.
These have actually got a thinner tip on them. I don't know how good you can see that, but
oh yeah,
that's fucked up, Red Word.
I can cast out 4 ounces of 4 to 5 ounces of weight with these, no problem at all.
Doctor said I got bad news.
As far as that goes, I've got 3 ounces on this one, or 3 ounces on this one.
24 hours to answer what's the worst one.
Yeah,
I forgot to tell you yesterday.
The Daiwa beef stick that I have, I put the at least I used to use surf fishing for it. So it was anything from 4 to 8 ounces of weight, and then an 8 to 10 circle hook. And I've used everything. I used to use whole bunker pretty much on it.
Well, this one right on the rod, it says 2 to 12 ounces.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have anything that big. I don't think.
That is an awesome rod.
My beast is the heaviest.
I think I paid like $18 a piece for them rods. I bought them offline.
Okay, I got a joke for you, Dobson. All right, so this man's mother-in-law comes to live with him because she's very sick, okay? And one night, he finds his mother-in-law passed out on the couch, so he calls 911. And they rush her to the hospital, and the doctor comes back and says, I got bad news and good news. And the guy said, give me the good news. He said, your mother's fine. She's going to be a vegetable for a while. You're going to have to feed her. You're going to have to change her. You're going to have to take care of her. You're going to have to do everything. But she'll live. It's going to take her a few years to walk, so you're going to have to push her everywhere she goes. You're going to have to carry her out of her chair to take a shit. But she'll survive. And the guy goes, oh, God, what's the bad news? He said, I'm kidding. She died.
Oh.
Wow. That's cold right there.
Cold-hearted.
It's cold hard, but it's funny as fuck.
You know why the younger generation think that's funny? Because they haven't thought about death yet.
I have. I'll tell you what. Don't say the younger generation hasn't thought about death, because I lost my little brother at the age of 16, and my grandpa, I just lost him this year. I thought about death, brother. It's still funny. It's still funny a joke, but real death itself is scary.
I meant no disrespect with that.
No.
I can appreciate the pain. I understand.
No, don't worry about it. You didn't know. No, not many people do know. When they first find out about it, they always feel bad making jokes. I'm like, jokes about death is fine. Jokes about my family is where I draw the line. Because you never know. That's why I usually don't make jokes about people's family unless I know they're still alive and still healthy and shit like that.
I don't know, Road Warrior, if you can call Curtis a man or not, but do you read what Curtis put in the chat there? He called,
Was he asking for the rainbow?
no, Curtis said that, Road Warrior said he's Curtis's doctor. He called, how does this go? Curtis goes to his doctor, which is Road Warrior. Doc said, I got bad news and worse news.
Yeah, no, Dobson read that joke.
What?
Dobson read that joke, and that's why it's decided to say the joke about the
He
man's
forgot
wife.
to call you yesterday, Curtis, so you're out of luck. Time's up. Kill him, Dobson. Kill him. Get rid of him.
Hey, if you guys want me off the panel, I really don't give a fuck. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
Giving you shit.
I'm a man. Shit, you can't hurt somebody's feelings that don't have feelings for that kind of shit. I don't get butt hurt.
Well, as far as getting back to the chunky cats fishing thing, I can't really say anything. I owe a lot to him because I just recently got with YouTube, and that's how I met everybody here and all these great people. It's been it saved my life. Let me just put it that way. It was a few months ago. I just came. I don't know, for people that have been around, and all of a sudden you see I was on boom, boom, boom. I was on subs on all these channels and talking and this and that. I had let's put it this way. It was I had given up. It was well, I'm not saying suicide, but giving up. I didn't care, and I actually questioned God and said, why am I going through all this, and why me? What's the purpose? And I can't believe anymore. And within seconds of saying that, Elston Chunky Cats Fishing Live came on. I got a notification on my screen. Now, I'd been subbed to Chunky Cats for years, but I hadn't watched YouTube in forever. I had no notifications on. I had nothing. So how that popped up on my screen, I have no idea. It was like a miracle. It was out of nowhere. So I clicked on it, and it was Elston's live stream with the glowing rods, and everybody's chatting and being good with each other, and it was just laughing and fun and having a good time. And it changed my life from that one moment that I met all you great people. And Ace, you've been right from the beginning. You always, when I come in a room, hey, Stan, boom, 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 like right from the start. And his show saved my life, so I can't say anything.
I don't know how to really explain it. I like Chunky a lot. Don't get me wrong there. It's just some of the stuff that he does just got to me after a little bit. I mean, I still go watch him, stuff like that. Still tell other people about him, but it's just that one little.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. It was like on Palmetto show this past weekend with Paula Smith, and she just rubbed me the wrong way with talking about women. Well, if you feel like that, it shouldn't be a separate. It should be just whoever fishes. There's no separation between men and women. If you like fishing and you see somebody catching a fish, it's because you like watching them catch a fish. They didn't have to be a women. And I don't know, that she just keeps preaching that women thing. And I love women.
I already decided that I wanted to get I already decided I wanted to try to work out a women's tournament sometime next spring or next summer. But I want to get a lot of people involved. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying there.
Mm.
I have no problem with that either. Have a woman's, that's awesome. It's just the
Yeah.
one, I don't know.
I
It's
almost said something the other night during one of those live stream and chat, and I held it back. She's talking about women wearing G-strings to get attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about Flo wearing a damn G-string out on the lake on his bass boat?
And I was sitting here watching that, and I was saying, like if they're in Florida and places like that, that's what the hell you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Even
out on
around
boats and
here,
they're dressing the way they're going to be dressed out there any other time.
Yeah, it's like that one, Darcizzle Outdoors, I'm sure, or Darcizzle, is that her, is it outdoors or?
I think it is. And then there's, oh, great. What's the other lady's name? Florida something. She's out on the boat with her husband and boyfriend.
But that's what they wear all.
She's got a boyfriend. She'll be out one day with the husband, next day with the boyfriend. And she's always out there wearing the G-string just to get the attention.
But if that's what you wear all the time, that's what you wear.
That's what you're comfortable with.
I guarantee you, if I look like that, I'd be wearing next to nothing out fishing too.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And
because that's the thing. If it was me in that same area, I'm not going to have anything on but a pair of shorts.
I was just going to say that. Hell, I look like this, and I still wear next to nothing.
Yeah. I'm going to be nothing but a pair of shorts because it's hotter than hell.
It was on Not a Clue's live stream that Not a Clue actually put up the video of Flo on his bass boat in that G-string. Well, if you watched when that video went up to the amount of subscribers he had then to the amount he's got now, he went up quite a few subscribers. So how many of them subscribers were women that subbed?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is definitely before my accident when I was hit by that, and I was that happened when I was supposed to turn 40 that year. Well, in my 30s, I hit 30, and I had always been big guy, but then I went on this extreme, like I changed my whole lifestyle. Like I was eating right. I used to jog. I started out just doing a little bit, and then I kept going work. I was jogging a couple miles every morning. I was lifting weights every night, and I went from 330 something pounds down to 235. A 34-inch waist, had the damn boop, 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 the 6-8 pack going on. And the way that people treat you from one to the other, I'm in the store and I'm just holding like next to nothing. Lady in front of me, oh, you poor thing, you gotta wait in line here. Set them in my cart. As a matter of fact, you just go on ahead of me.
I know exactly where you're coming from there, Stan. I'm 378 pounds. And years ago, I was thin. I had all kinds of friends and no issues at all. And gained the weight, and all of a sudden, your name becomes lard ass or fat blank and all that shit. And that shit cuts at you. And then 2002 rather, I lost everything. Wound up living in an 18-foot camper on a buddy's land. And I did that for 9 years. Well, about 6 years into that, I went and bought me a 410 double barrel. I had it in my mouth, both hammers cocked, getting ready to pull the trigger when my buddy come in. He grabbed the gun, didn't go off, luckily. I've never seen the gun. He called the cops. I got into a hell of a lot of trouble. To this day, I can't own a gun because of it. But I was very suicidal. I thought about just ending it all over my back problems, knee problems, and weight issue and all that. So I know exactly where you're coming from, Stan.
I appreciate that. It was pretty close to that, Ace.
Yes. But I spent, I don't know, 72 hours in a psych clinic. And the whole time I was there, all I could think about was, well, I've got kids. I've got grandkids. If I'd have went through with it, what would that have done to them?
Yep. Preacher told you that shit, Ray War. That's messed up.
I totally. We're pretty similar, Ace.
Yep.
Not to bring Dobson's show down because he's usually a what's up.
Well, seeing the shit with my lip and all that crap too. That's from a stroke I had a while back. That's been 5 years
Are you
ago.
serious?
Yeah.
I would never have guessed. God bless you. I'm glad you recovered that well from that.
I couldn't talk straight there for a while.
You have to relearn everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what my doctors are worried about. That luckily my my issues are mostly mental and physical. I don't like my cholesterol's perfect, my blood sugar's perfect, my all those type of internal metrics that they go by.
Yeah.
All that stuff is like every doctor. If I go see a new doctor, the first thing they think is, well, you're that much of a fat ass, you got to be diabetic. No, my A1C is I could weigh 200 pounds, 150 pounds, and they think that it's the diet. It's the same as a healthy person. And
yep,
you're lucky that I got to test myself morning, noon, and night because I am type 2 diabetic.
Oh my God, Ace.
And half the time I can't afford the freaking insulin, which really
when
sucks.
I need mine tested, it's usually about 40.
This meter actually goes to 700, and I've had it where it's been above that a few times.
Holy shit.
And I've had it where it's been down right around the 35 mark, and anything below 30, you can slip off into a coma. So I got to keep chocolate here, which is a number one thing that's so close to diabetic. But when it drops way the hell down, I can eat a piece of chocolate to bring it back up.
Hey, do y'all hear that real bad static, or is it just my ears?
That's Curtis.
I got it.
Oh, there we go.
It was Curtis.
For those that don't know, I was in the military back in the 80s. I used to work on F-16 fighter jets. So, this is crazy. I used to watch the shows before I started doing any of this, and I watched.
Dustin, did you mute me yourself?
Yeah, you got a lot of static.
I don't know.
That was horrible. Stan was right in the middle of saying something. He froze up.
Yeah. No, what keeps me going, is the thought of my kids and my grandkids, and then you guys on here. I consider you guys like family. I can get on here and chat with you guys, and makes the day go a lot better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can be so fucking depressed. Don't even want to get out of bed. Don't want to do shit. Don't want to talk to nobody. But I'll talk myself into going live. And sometimes for a couple hours in that live, I forget what the hell I was even feeling like earlier that day.
Yeah.
Dobson, you know the only reason why you feel like that is because you laugh so goddamn much when you're not on live. Everything else gets depressing.
Could be.
And days I'm not able to go out and fish and stuff like that, which has now been almost 2.5, 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, man. When I can't
If
get
it,
fishing for a while,
if
it's
it
just
wasn't for being on here and talking to all you guys, I'd be sitting here depressed as all hell.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ace, if you ever get to feeling like that, you can hit me up on Instagram, brother. I don't mind talking or even just listening. Like, you can tell I was listening to y'all talk about fishing and stuff. I had nothing to contribute to the conversation, but I was there listening. And I'm down to listen if you ever need anybody to talk to, brother.
Might have to do that sometime after tonight. I don't know if I can trust Maria anymore. She locked me in the damn basement.
Well, I'll tell you what, Maria and Dobson both know my Instagram name. It's the exact same as my YouTube name, Elite Sniper Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
So you can hit me up on Instagram, or if you want my actual number, I think Maria and Dobson both have my actual phone number. Not sure. You can get it from them. If
Yeah.
not them, Jeffrey has it for damn sure. So
Look at it this way, Road Warrior. If I didn't consider you family, little man, I wouldn't pick on you.
you always know who your true family is by the ones you fucking call a faggot or they like sucking dick. 'Cause that's true brotherly love right there. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
Yeah. It's like ACC Gaming in here. He's actually my brother in real life. I go over to his place a lot of times and just sit and drink coffee and bullshit with him.
Sorry, Stamps, just saying.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome back, man. Who's that?
I love that, man. I missed that. Wasn't that the thing back in the day?
Mhm.
And then it just kind of nobody but Dobson did it, and now it's back.
Yeah, I've been doing it for years, man.
Yeah, I ain't never got tired of that shit.
Me neither.
I loved that back in the day.
Hey, so are we friends on? You have Facebook, right? We're friends on Facebook.
I'm pretty sure I got you.
Yeah. Well, you ever? I don't care from morning to night, 6, 5 in the morning, 3 in the morning. You just hit that message button, and I usually can hear it. And if I'm asleep, I'll wake up and
Well, I
we'll
appreciate
bullshit
that.
we'll bullshit for 7 hours if you want to.
Same here, brother. I'll bullshit as long
I
as I'm
tell
not
everybody,
working.
they can add me if they want to on Facebook. It's under Mark Greg. I'll put it in the chat here.
Stan, you did not break out again. Oh, you did actually
No.
for a second.
Is that my internet or is everybody having the same thing?
It's your internet, brother.
Son of a bitch. This damn Verizon. I live right outside of Richmond, Virginia.
You got
Pretty big
YouTube in
city.
the background?
I'll tell you what, Verizon's shit nowadays.
I
You got to
got
go with
nothing.
AT&T.
I got nothing in
shit.
the background.
Here in
There's one
California, AT&T is the #1 provider. I believe it's the same in Wisconsin too.
But what I just
Yeah,
put
our
there in
AT&T
chat,
is supposed to
that's
be
me
#1
on
too, and they still suck
Facebook.
ass.
So.
I got T-Mobile. I'm thinking about switching to AT&T.
It's like my internet. Like I'm on 4G right now because my Wi-Fi, which I'm like only about, I don't know, maybe 50 feet away from. It's in another room, but I'm in the next room over from it, so I shouldn't have a problem with that. And my Wi-Fi is dropping.
Yeah, I don't know about that, brother.
And I used to call them.
Yeah, you're breaking out again.
Well, there went Stan again.
Yep. It might let him come back here and kick and clear out yet. Yep.
Don't kick him again, huh?
Yep. Yeah, now this AT&T mobile, it works good outside in the woods, in the creek, whatever, but inside the house, it's shit.
Well, you know why that is, right?
What?
Awesome.
What?
You know why the internet in the house is shit, right?
What?
Because they want you to have their internet provider on the house itself. And they want you
It
to use
is.
the house internet provider.
We have AT&T house Wi-Fi and we have AT&T mobile.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They want you using the house Wi-Fi, not the mobile.
And it's
So they
even
make
worse.
it, huh?
It's even worse.
It's worse for you, really? That's weird. See, I know that when companies like AT&T and stuff like that, they have plans where you can do house internet and phone and all that. They want you to have the house internet, so they make your home internet slower than it should be because they have your address. They fuck your house internet up. And I guarantee you, if anybody's listening to this from an internet provider, they probably could vouch for it. They fuck your house internet up for your mobile phone, so they force you to go and get their internet for the house itself because they have your address, so you can do that.
Right.
Because me, as soon as I step outside the house, my internet's 5 gigabytes. As soon as I'm inside my house, inside my room, or anywhere in the house, my internet's 4 gigs. And I have
Yeah.
T-Mobile.
I've got what's called a Vista here, and I've got 100 up and, or no, 100 down and 50 up.
Does anybody have a Sam's Club near them?
A what?
Sam's Club.
I got a Sam's Club just up the road from me in Eau Claire,
Yeah,
but
we
I
got
don't have
Sam's
a
Club
card.
not too far from us.
Well, shit. Y'all should go to Sam's Club. I don't know if y'all have a Sam's Club membership, but I got a free Sam's Club membership.
Huh. I've
And
always been wanting to get one. Freaking, they kept telling me you got to have a business card and cost you this much money. And
no, you don't have to do that. Every now and again, I get codes that you can get. The basic membership for Sam's Club is $45. It allows you to go into any Sam's Club you want to, and you can have one extra person on your Sam's Club membership, of course. They have deals every now and again where they post on the internet or on ads and stuff like that. You use this code and you sign up for a Sam's Club membership. After 24 hours, the amount that you paid, the $45, will be given to you as a credit on your Sam's Club membership card, and you can start using it after 24 to 48 hours. So basically, you pay to get the membership, and you get the 45 back. So it's a free membership, basically. It's pretty cool. I've done it 2 times now, and I've gotten it for 3 other people
What's
as well.
that?
Wow.
Hey, if I'm ever live or any videos I do and you see that, Dobson, that's for you and Maria.
And in Sam's Club, they have a deal right now for how they have the AT&T and Verizon and all that shit inside of Sam's Club?
yeah,
Well, they have a deal where you can sign up for AT&T with the Sam's Club membership card, pay for 4 lines, will cost you $100 a month for 4 lines. Okay, unlimited everything. And you can get up to $700 off
It's phone. So if you wanted to get like the new Samsung S20
Damn, I
Ultra,
missed it. I couldn't grab it.
you could pay for only, I think it would be $800. That would give you the 1500
He did.
for the new Samsung Ultra. It's a pretty good idea. If any of y'all got family that want to switch to AT&T, and you guys
I'll
need
be
to
right back.
possibly for y'all.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dobson, God bless the VA, because that's where I get all my, at the Veterans Hospital is just up the road. It's 10 minutes from my house, and they're awesome, awesome people. The nurses and doctors, they're awesome.
That's
But,
my little fishy there for you to look at while I'm gone. I'll be right back in a few minutes. That's my personal best, 47.72 pounds flat.
Hey, Stan.
Oh, damn it.
Stan,
Yeah.
you said
Go
you go
ahead.
to the VA?
I'm still confident I'm gonna see a 50 someday. I just don't know when.
Stan, you said you go to the VA?
Yes, sir, I do.
Where'd you serve?
I was Air Force during the 80s.
Okay.
I got out right before the first Desert Storm.
Oh, wow.
And because I was supposed to go to, see, military is a little different. You're technically, once you sign up and you swear your oath and et cetera, you're military property. So
Until you retire, or you get out after the 4.
I got out at 4 because I was supposed to go. They had automatically re-enlisted me for an extra 2 years because I was supposed to go to Hahn Air Base in Germany. Well, my wife was pregnant at the time, and they weren't going to allow her to go with me because of her being pregnant.
Yeah, you can't fly when you're that pregnant.
Right. So I'm like, no, I can't be away from. I'm not missing my firstborn and getting away from my wife. So I ended up getting out, and but yeah, that was. I would have ended up going to the first Desert Storm had I stayed in.
My dad was in the Army. He ended up retiring right before Vietnam.
Yeah, I wish there's. It's one of those conflicting things. Like I feel guilt to this day that I didn't stay in and go to Desert Storm, and because my family is from all the way back to World War I. There's been every generation of my family's been in military, been in every war, been in, and there's still that little part that, damn, you should have stayed in, you would have went, but then there's the other half that, I had family and I'm glad I didn't, but there's that conflict.
I was going to join the Army once I hit 18, and my brother joined. He joined and went to Fort Knox, Kentucky for boot camp, and then he ended up going to Desert Storm for 4 years. When he came back, and I told him that I was going to join the Army, he straight talked me out of it. I mean, he didn't even hesitate. He's like, no, you're not. He said, I know you. He said, you cannot take orders. I can follow orders, but I can't handle somebody talking to me the way they talk to me.
Oh yeah, they'll be.
And
You'd have been all right once you got done basic training. Once you've done basic training, it's pretty cool. But basic training, they'll be like, I made the mistake. I'm 6'3". I'm 400 plus pounds. But even back then, I ended up. A lot of people don't know. I graduated. I was 17. I graduated a year early. I was in all the advanced classes in school and yada yada. So, but regardless of all that, I scored super high on the ASVAB test so I could have went into anything I wanted to go. And but anyways, you get into basic training, and even Air Force, which is it's more of a mental challenge than physical. But the first night you get there, and you're coming in from across the country, and you go into San Antonio, Texas. That's where the Air Force basic training happens. And you get there, and I'm a 17-year-old kid, but there's all these other people, and they got you lined up, and you got your bags in your hands. And here's this little So I'm 6'3", and at that time, let's see, I was like about 240, 250 when I went to basic training. And here's this little dude that's like maybe 5'1", 5'2", and the brim, and they got that brim, the hat that goes all the way around like that, and they get his hat is hitting under my chin, and you're sitting there like, oh my god, you're like, oh, do that one more time, but I was trying to be. My uncle was a drill instructor in the Army, so he kind of gave me a little heads up to what was going on, and so I'm like, yes sir, no sir, yes sir, and where you from, Aaron Smith? Well, at that point, I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My family is all, my father's side, we're all Creole, Cajun, out in the bayous. My family had the one section there. There was a lot of my family there's a whole piece of the bayou that's just all my family out in the middle of nowhere. Like it's their own country pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
but anyways,
I'm gonna take off real quick. I'm not gonna be able to talk because my mic's shit. So I just wanted to say thank you for your service for anybody that's a service member, and I really appreciate it.
Hey, it's been real nice meeting you tonight, Curtis.
Same to you guys. If you guys could drop the links to each other's channels in chat, so I can follow y'all and maybe catch one of y'all's lives or something, I will.
Yeah, Ace, if you want to put mine in there for me, I appreciate it.
I can't even get to them right now, Stan.
Not a big deal.
All right,
I'm sure I'll meet Curtis again someday.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, the military to me has always been a soft spot. I've been ticked at them since the day I turned 18. I went to the post office, filled out the card, and went straight from there to Eau Claire and got an appointment. Did all the written tests, stuff like that. But the minute I seen their medical doctor, that was the end of it. Go home. We can't use you.
Yeah.
Flat-footed.
Road Warrior said thank you for your service too, Stan, a few months ago.
Hey, I was just a little part. There's so many other that went to war and made the ultimate sacrifice and never came back. So
I got told they couldn't use me because I was flat-footed.
Yeah, I don't know. I made it. Somehow I made it through. I ended up having that issue once I got to basic training and trying to do all the marching and stuff. They ended up having to put these inserts in my boots because I was flat-footed, and somehow I was already there. But like I said, Air Force is a little different. It was more mental. But that first night, you end up getting to the base. And
back then, I was like 130, 135 pounds. And I could outrun half of them that were in there that weren't flat-footed.
130.
Yeah, even after my brother told me not to join at 18, I went to a Marine office in Wilmington. I was going to join the Marines at 19. He told me I was too fat. He flat out said, "You're too fat."
Oh my God!
I told him to go fuck himself, and I walked out.
There you go. Yep. You made the right decision, Dobson.
My brother told me, he said you couldn't do it, man. He said there's no way you can do it. He said you're too hard-headed.
That's not
once they start talking like that.
Yeah, no, that's just your personality. That's who you are, and you're not going to change. And
yeah, I didn't really start putting on a whole lot of weight until I hit the 30s.
But yeah, that first night, I still remember it to this day. I'm a 17-year-old kid, and I was, Ace, I was probably 135 pounds when I was about 8 years old.
That sounds like me. Yeah.
I was matter of fact, when I was younger, I couldn't play, what do they call it, Pop Warner football. I was too young to play in my age. For my age group, I was too heavy to play in my age. I was too big.
Yep.
I was just a big kid. I was too big to play in my age group, but I wasn't old enough to play with the group that was my weight group.
Yeah.
So I couldn't play. They wouldn't let me.
I had that same problem until I got to high school.
My father was going to fake my birth certificate and shit just because he knew I wanted to play.
Yeah, I couldn't play Pee-wee. So then I lost interest in elementary and junior high. And then when I got to high school, I went into my homeroom first day of high school, and my homeroom teacher, he came up to me and he said, you ever play football? I said, no. He said, you want to? I said, maybe. He said, well, come down to practice after school. And I was like, man, I can't just come to practice without somebody knowing, come get me. So I go home, and I was always in trouble as a kid. So I go home and walk in the house, got my head down. I was like, I'm going to need a ride home from school tomorrow. Oh, what the hell did you do now? First day of school, you already got in trouble. What the hell did you do? And I said, it's football practice. And then, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And my grades
Yeah.
sucked. My grades sucked from the years before, so I had to get them up first 6 weeks to be eligible to play.
Yep.
But
I'm going to take that statement back. I probably started gaining weight when I was about 20, because in this picture I'm 22, and this is where I was at about 200 pounds. Only picture I've actually got of me. And then, of course,
I was way bigger than 210, Curtis. I was
ex-wife
about
is in the
I was
picture.
probably 265 to 280 when he told me I was too fat.
Yeah, I was.
But I could also pick I could also pick that dude's car up and turn it around in the parking lot. So.
I did the same thing. My first job, well, not my first job, my first legal job was Burger King. And that they used,
me too.
People people I used to work with, they thought it was the coolest thing. They'd be like, look, so-and-so don't get out till like 10. Go turn his car between two. So I did. There would I lift the back of the car and then end up turning the car sideways between. Yeah, I was always big kid. I didn't really have
I started getting big at the age of 22. That's me and my ex-wife in that picture back there.
Now, see, that's when I was dropping my weight, Ace, because I was always real heavy, and then I started playing football. I lost some weight, but not a whole lot of weight. But once I left high school, I went straight to work out of high school at Airborne Express up in Wilmington. And I tell you what, 4 hours at Airborne was unlike 8 hours at any other job I ever worked. Just high paced, just
Yeah,
and
at that age,
in 6 months at Airborne, I dropped down to 265 pounds. I was built like a brick shit house at 265.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
At that age, we had a lot of cold winter nights up here, so I got fat and lazy and had to stay home.
Check out that young Ace with the hottie right there. Look at him.
That's the ex-wife.
You must have a good personality, Ace.
I just happen to feel sorry for her.
Pachyderm.
Yeah, that's what everybody says about my wife. We've been married. This January is going to be 31 years, and damn sure didn't get her with my looks. So
yeah, Road Warrior. I got bullied up until I was 12 years old, and when we left school that summer, I hit a growth spurt between 12 and 13. So when I came back to school at 13, I was bigger than everybody that had ever fucking bullied me. I was bigger than every one of them. And I just started walking down the hall going, yeah, I remember you, bitch.
I can kind of sum up how cold
your day's coming, motherfucker.
I can kind of sum up how cold the winters get up here just by letting you know, I was married to her for 5 years, 4 kids later.
Yeah, it gets cold.
You're talking about kids bullying. I was always the big kid. In elementary school, they lined you up like sign-wise, and I was always the last one in line. It was me and this other girl, Gina Woolsey, who was kind of a tall girl too. But I used to live like outside of town. My mother would go when she went into work. She'd drop me off at my grandmother's house, And I was always big kid, but I was the anti-bully. I didn't appreciate,
Yep.
I didn't like that. So
I spent the rest of my school days whipping every bully's ass that I could.
there you go. I'd get to my grandmother's house, and there'd be 15 kids waiting there for me to walk them to school. So
Yep.
And I'm like, you dumbasses, you 15 go together? Nobody's going to fuck with y'all.
Yep.
Y'all can do
Hell, they
it.
used
We're
to pay my buddy Larry to walk him home and walk him to school, and then they figured out I was doing it for free because I just enjoyed beating the bully's ass.
Yeah, there you go.
When I was in grade school and in high school, I was a fat son of a bitch back then, but then I got sick and lost a lot of weight and then wound up gaining it all back. And now extensively gaining weight. But
Yeah, see, I started losing some weight when I had that diverticulitis first of the year. Now I gained every bit of that shit back then. So
in school, grade school, and part of high school, I'd always run from the other kids. Didn't want to fight because I was afraid of punching somebody. Got into high school, and then 3 kids come after me, and they were real big kids, tall. They were in the wrestling team and this and that. And they beat the living hell out of me. I took so much of it, and finally I stood up, and I grabbed one of them by the collar, and I smacked him upside the head, full fist, just as hard as I could hit, and knocked him right out. The other 2 ran down the hall.
yep.
I felt so bad after that, but nobody ever bothered me after that.
That happened to me in 5th grade, and it was after that. It was after that growth spurt, and I was out on the ball field recess, and 3 guys surrounded me, and to be honest, I'm not sure what happened, but all I know is the next thing I remember, I was walking back toward the school with the teacher, and all 3 of them boys laying on the ground with their ass whipped. That's all I know.
Well, I grew up on a farm, so it was nothing to walk up to a
I'll
12-inch.
black out. I'll let shit go so far I'll black out, and that's usually bad for whoever I black out.
I grew up as a farm boy, so it was nothing for me to walk up out in the woods when we were cutting firewood and stuff, grab a 12-inch oak log, 8 foot long, and sling it up over one shoulder and then another one over the other shoulder.
That shit.
I was always afraid getting in a fight in school and hurting somebody.
When I was growing up, my father was like I said, I was born in Louisiana, so he lived there most of his life. He was Cajun and whatnot, and he did construction, mostly roofing and stuff. And he had one of those what do you call it, the lifts that bring the shingles up. You put it on the ladder and you bring up the shingles. You know what? Its name was Stan Jr. Boy, if you grab them, I want 5 of them right there, 5 of them right there, 5 of them right there. I'm 10 years old and I got 2 80-pound bundles of shingles going up the ladder. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
That's exactly what I was in when I screwed up my back. I started G&B Construction while I ran that for 9 years. And I knew better than to do it. I was doing a tin roof. I got there at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and all I had was one piece of ridge cap, just one piece to put on.
Let me guess, you walked on the damn dew.
I went up on that damn roof at 8 o'clock in the frickin' morning when the dew was still on the tin. And on the feed mill, and off I came.
You know what? Every accident that occurs with that starts out with the story. I went up at 8 in the morning on the dewy. Yep, there it is.
If I'd have just waited till 9 o'clock for the sun to be up, I'd have been just fine. But
we were tearing down
my own damn rule and got up there, and off I come.
We were tearing down a chicken barn when I was a kid. I think I was maybe 12, 13, somewhere in there. And the chicken barn, most of the lumber was good, so it was like my father got paid to tear it down, and then he could keep all the good lumber. Well, part of it was rotten, and part of it was good. So, you're up on the roof trying to tear the stuff off the roof, and you're trying to. I was just a kid, so I'm trying to remember how many inches between the rafters going, the joist coming down the roof. And man, and like I said, I was always big, so I was over 200 pounds then. I stepped in between, and luckily I went right through, and I had my arms up and caught the. Otherwise, I would have been 3-story drop down to cement floor.
You know what the paracord climbing rope is?
Yep.
I hit the edge of that tin roof, and that sliced like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, God almighty.
And right down
that-
across the side rack of my truck.
That roofing is no joke.
Mm.
One of my father's friends ended up. My father was he was a smart man, and he really was like, he was he did his party, and we'll just put it that way. But when work was work was work, and then partying was party. and this one guy did his own, ended up doing his own job, and my father's like, nah, I don't want no part of it because y'all ain't following what you're supposed to be doing. They were putting, they wanted the sky, what do you call it? Where you cut the things through the roof and you put the windows in the roof. So there's the sky lamps, or, so you can put the glass window in it. It comes through the roof, and you can actually add light into the house. And well, the one guy that used to work with my father a lot, that was one that was trying to get him to do that job. And he's like, no, there's just nobody's following the safety. And anyways, they put the paper over top of it and never marked it off or cut it out because it had started to rain. And dude that worked for my father all the time ended up right through the damn thing, ended up dying.
I don't know if there's any traces of it online anymore or not, but you used to be able to look me up doing a Google search. G&B Construction, Osseo, Wisconsin. And OSHA shut me right down after that accident.
Damn. Yeah, I definitely had my run-ins with OSHA. I was never the boss man, though, luckily. I just had to change everything I'd already done.
I was boss man for quite a few years. Trust me, it sucks doing the paperwork.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the boss said, I'm glad you're happy. He said, why the hell you happy? You got to tear all that shit down and redo it. I said, because you got to fucking pay me to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the one taking the loss. I get paid by the hour, baby.
I did all that construction working for my father as a kid. And then, like I said, I hit high school, and that was back in the 80s. So you remember the computers were starting to be the big thing. So I wanted to get into, computer programming and IT and all that kind of stuff. And so I went to the recruiter came to school the one day when I was in senior in high school. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. There we go, Air Force. I'm going to go do that. So you go, I did this whole thing, and it's still during the year. So I wasn't going to go into basic training until after senior year. So I went down to signed up the paperwork, and I go down to the military, there was, I can't remember the name of the place, but where you go to pick your job out and whatnot. And computer programming was never in there. There was no computer things. And he's like, well, Airman, what you want to do, you put down open electronics, and when you get into basic training, you'll have thousands of positions that you can choose from. That's where all the good ones are at, is once you get into basic training. Yeah, right. So I'm a 17-year-old kid. I believe him. I signed the paperwork. Gets where we're about 3-4 weeks into basic training, and you go in to choose what you're going to do in the military. And I go in there, and their sergeant goes, Airman Smith, you can work on F-15s, F-16s, or you can stretch cable between poles. Well, Sarge, my recruit, Airman Smith, did you not fucking hear me? You can work on F-15s, F-16s, or stretch cable between poles.
Well, you've seen the conversations between me and Catfish and Crappie Mark.
Mm-hmm.
He was wondering for a long time how I knew so much about the Fox River down there where he's at. My grandparents ran the septic service. We used to live down there in McHenry, Illinois, Hunter Excavating and Septic. Well, they moved up here and started it back up here, and then I went into business for myself. But I went to school there in McHenry where Mark fishes all the time. Grew up in McHenry, Wonder Lake, Woodstock, that whole area. Used to fish the Fox River there all the time. I could tell all his fishing holes if I wanted to give them up on him. I know that river like the back of my hand down there. You come into McHenry going toward Lily Lake. Just as you go over the bridge, or before you go over the bridge headed that way, there's a boat marina on the right-hand side, and then there's a sewer plant right there. Well, between that sewer plant and that marina, I haven't told Mark this yet, but that's the best damn spot there is in that river for flatheads. All that warm water coming out of the sewage plant, they seem to pile up there.
That's where we get our bait in the James down here. My son does the cast net. There's a discharge line. Sewer treatment plant is like half mile or so away, and that warm water pumping into the river right there. That's where he goes and gets our bait from.
It's only like a mile and a half, if that, from that spot to the McHenry Dam. Well, and this is no lie either. We had a bunch of colored friends that used to go down there. They didn't fish or nothing. They'd just be down there every weekend. My dad was there because we had a 1966 Chevy Biscayne at the time, four-door car. Dad would tie the rowboat to the roof of that car, take it down there, and then he'd take clothesline and these big treble hooks with dough balls on them. He'd tie the clothesline to the front bumper of the car, get out in the rowboat, get out in the center, drop the dough ball with treble hook in, go back to shore. He'd back the car up and pull the carp and flatheads as soon as the rope tightened up. And then he'd sell them to the gentleman down there, and they'd smoke them.
Yep.
But there used to be carp in there, I shit you not, 200 plus pounds.
Oh, I bet. I used to do a lot of snorkeling when I was a kid. In the Delaware and Neversink River up in New York. They basically formed the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania border. And I used to do a lot of snorkeling through there, and I've seen carp. Had to be 100 pounds or more, over 4 foot long, just huge carp.
You know, you're going to the McHenry Bridge now. On the left side, there's a subdivision. We used to live there. Well, it used to be nothing to sit out there along on the bank and watch 10, 12-foot gar go up and down. That looked like a damn log going up and down years ago. And then they started allowing people to shoot them and pretty much eliminated them.
Yeah, this past week when I was in that tournament, it had to be rod and reel, but I was gonna do old school hand lining where you put 10, 15 hooks on the line. We used to run trot lines all the time. Even in New York, you could have two trot lines of up to 15 hooks each. But you can get a bank trot line where you put a pretty good sized weight at the end of the line, a big chunk of lead pipe or whatnot, and you chuck that out with a good 10, 15 hooks. But the tournament rules were it had to be rod and reel only. But yeah,
you know what a seed tater is, right?
A what?
Seed tater?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Seed potato, just a little round.
Oh yeah.
Maybe half inch, 3/4 inch potato.
Yep.
I've been telling a lot of guys this, and they think I'm full of it, but I've done it. My dad used to do it all the time. We didn't have a lot of income back in them days. There was 8 kids and then mom and dad. Well, Dad had put one of them, and he put a fishing line through the potato. We'd take that out by the river, and we'd throw 5 or 6 of them out. Do that in the evening. Come morning, we'd go out and untie them, and we'd actually lead the ducks right into the basement so we wouldn't get busted poaching. And then Dad would take care of them in the basement.
Yeah.
But the ducks swallow that potato. They can't spit it or puke it. They have to completely swallow it. They crap it out. They don't even digest the potato.
Yeah, it's old school. That stuff is dying out quickly, that's for sure. So how many people left out there, Dobson?
Says 6 in here, which I'm one of them.
Woo-hoo!
Maria's
Woo!
2. Feedback. Road
Fourth.
Warrior, that's
So
4.
there's one extra in Road Warrior. There we are. There's a 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's at least a few hours for you.
Yep.
Well,
Oh
we
yeah,
could,
I don't need the hours anyway.
we could all have fun and go rattle traps cage.
Is he
Who's
live?
that?
Rattle trap, he's another guy. He's a bass fisherman down in Florida.
Oh, he's live right now?
Yeah, he just went live. It's rattle trap fishing. He's a pretty good old guy, Curtis.
Yeah, we can do that. Hell, I've been live 3.5 hours. I just came on for the hell of it. I'm thinking about going fishing tomorrow.
That'd be cool. Go down there and go live.
I ain't decided yet. Probably because I'm going to continue my little bass challenge. It was back roads and bass idea, but it's I'm the one starting it, but it was his idea. I got that 4-pack of mini lures, and I'm trying to catch fish on all 4 of them. I got one bass on one of the lures the other day.
Where did I put him?
I still got 3 to go.
Shit, you were at Walmart already.
You see what I'm saying? Every time Ace goes live, you know he's reaching to the left or the right. He's pulling something out every time.
I'll be pulling it out if I can find it. Thought it was sitting here, but maybe not.
What a show, Dobson. You even went to damn saving lives tonight. Ain't that something?
I'm going to show you the best bass lure I've seen. I mean, for up in this area anyway. Positive it'll work down your way. Now, these come actually with 2 treble hooks on them. I took the treble hook off. Shit, I got my green screen on, damn it.
The one I did catch a fish on is that collar.
Yep. That right there will catch you more bass than anything.
Yeah, if you got perch, if
That
you got yellow.
mine has a bill on it.
Yeah, get the lipless one.
There you go.
Mine's got a small lip. That's what I caught the bass on the other day.
What do they usually call that? Fire tiger, I think. But if you got yellow,
this right here is actually called a rattle trap.
Yep.
You rattle it.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying the pattern itself is called fire tiger usually.
Perch is what this one's called.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, this one's got a rattle.
But this one right here, without the bill on it, no line ties on top here, is the best one I've found so far for bass, and it's got the orange bottom.
Well, if you've got yellow perch in your waters, they are notorious for eating eggs and fry right out of the.
And this one here has bill on it. It's green and purple and kind of a silverish yellow on the bottom. Them are my 2 go-to baits for bass.
Oh yeah, the crawfish.
The crawfish ain't too bad, but they're not the best.
Yeah, it's just what came in this pack, and then there's grasshopper.
But these rattle traps, like this one here, they'll be in a plastic case. It's maybe 1.5 inches wide by 3 inches long.
Yeah.
They're like $1.99 up here. I don't know what they are down your way.
That's probably about the same price at Walmart. And those sink, right?
It'll sink down it'll sink to the bottom, but when you start reeling it in, They'll float
Yeah.
right up within a foot or two from the top.
Yeah.
But now, if you want to make them bass lures, you got work really good. Just tie some liver on them and let them out there in the bottom. You'll catch the cats.
Yeah. I'll probably still catch a fucking catfish bass fishing, man.
That
I've
lure
I've
back
found
road.
catfish in places where people said, "Oh, there ain't no catfish in here," and I'll throw a fucking piece of night crawler out there, and
That
boom,
custom
there's
spinner
fucking
that
catfish.
Backroads has out there. I've actually got that same spinner in the back of my pickup in my bass tackle box. I'm gonna take that out one day, and I'm gonna do a video and put liver on that. Show Mr. Fish Pickle Man how to catch fish with it. I
I'll
love
tell you what,
picking backroads.
that one of the old pay lakes where I caught my 47 blue. I used to see guys down there. They used a bucktail lure, and they throw a bucktail out there with a 1 ounce sinker and just
Huh?
kick that sucker like this with a 12-foot rod and slam shovel heads all day long.
Yeah.
They just seen the dirt kick up. I think they just seen the mud kick up and they hit it.
Huh?
Okay. Them guys were out there bass fishing and slamming 30-pound shovel heads,
Huh?
12-foot rods and 50-pound line.
Yeah, there's a spot out here in the James. I can't get to it anymore, but it's got rapids and pools, rapids and pools, and you can take what do you call it? Like the fluke type lures, the rubber, the plastics that imitate the minnows with a jig head, and yeah, you can catch you'll catch flatheads all day long on them there, bouncing
Yeah.
through the currents because they're just attacking the.
Yeah, we got a place here called East Monroe. It's a falls and there's a train trestle about a quarter mile up from the falls. But the train track used to be closer to the falls, and there was a train wreck there 30 years ago. The train wreck was 50 years before that, so about 80 years ago there was a train wreck there, and there's still train cars down in there. And the old tale, the old timer story is they sent divers down in there, and train cars were open so far, and there was catfish inside there that couldn't swim out. So they went down and cut the tops off the cars and blah blah blah. But I'll tell you what, that place is plumb full of big cats. So I mean, it's not really that hard to have a little belief in that. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, a guy went down there one day with a big white twister tail, and he caught a 15-pound shovel head, a 14-pound shovel head, a 26-pound shovel head, and then he broke his line.
Yeah.
On a fish.
Yeah.
He had yellow, he had red, he had pink, never got another one. After he lost that white one, he never got another one.
It's crazy how that one color will,
Yep.
even with fish like catfish, it's
Yeah, and me and him both was trying to figure out, like, what the hell did they think it was, the reason they were hit? You know what I mean? Did they think it was a grub worm like it's meant to be, or, what were they going after that would look like that?
And then they also say that, obviously color that's up above water, when it drops down, it turns into a whole different color. And then, the whole color, whatever the fish see in different color scheme than obviously our eyes do.
Yeah.
So it's just some lures show up brighter, some colors show up brighter to fish than other colors do. And, the whole science crap behind everything. But yeah, I've seen too many big fish underwater there has to be some sort of truth in most of those type of stories like that.
Right. And I've seen shovelheads and blue cats both swimming in schools like friggin' bluegill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been on top of the dam at Rocky Fork Lake. I've been up on the very top of the dam and looked down and seen a school of blue cats that were some of the biggest damn fish I've ever seen in my life mixed in this school of fish. And I've been out at more acres standing up on top of the hill a certain time in the morning when the sun's coming up and see shovelheads swimming by looking like friggin' trash cans.
That
Yeah.
link I just popped, that's rattle traps if you guys want to go over and a little raid his
Yeah,
butt.
I was going. Yeah, I'm going. We can hop over there and give him a little raid, and I'll shut this down. We've been going through 3 hours,
Hey,
46 minutes.
first of all, I want to say, how's Maria doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. Just feeling crappy.
She just what?
Feeling crappy.
Oh, God. Sorry to hear that, Maria. You would never know. Your texts are always, when you're in chat, you would never, you're just the sweetest person. You just, everybody's got to love Maria, right?
Yep.
I try to be the best person I can be.
Well, well, we noticed it, Maria. Thank you so much.
She's got to be because I'm an asshole.
Amen, brother. You and me both. Were you watching the tournament when I was saying about all my wife's fish that happened to get lost when I had something to do with it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all that shit was true. Really, it was not. None of it was intentional, but it's like those are the stories that it was all. She's had some big fish, and
Yep.
a lot of them were landed. But it's funny how those ones that you miss, that's the things you remember, right? Like all the ones that she did actually that I caught and we landed and stuff. Yeah, you remember that, but it's those ones that got away that they're those stories that stay with you.
Oh, dude, yeah. When I was 12 years old, and mom had a season pass out there to More Acres, and they had stocked a 47-pound shovelhead down in the front pond there, and I had my Zebco rod, which wasn't the best choice of rods to be fishing for what I was fishing for, and I had a Ocean City bait caster on there, and I hooked into this fish on a pumpkin seed using pumpkin seed for bait. And this dude from down the bank come down and shined one of them friggin' police flashlights, them bright ass mag lights.
Yeah.
He shined that on the fish as I was pulling it up to the net, and that fish turned around and broke the steel leader.
Wow.
And I mean, there was no doubt it was that 47. I mean, just no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I dropped to my knees. I got sick.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that as long as I live, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's within the past 5 years, I've had 3 times here in Virginia. I'm in Richmond, so to go to the saltwater, we're about a 2 hours away from like the ocean and whatnot. So we go down, a few times a year or whatnot, and I've had over the past few years, I've had something hit. I had 100-pound braid on, and it snapped the braid. That's why I switched to mono, and I'm just mono because if something hit a rock or it hit something, and that's what ended up snapping it off. But yeah, those are just like it's like wow. I wish I could have just seen it one time. And I thought the last one we were staying at this hotel. We got a good deal on it. We were staying like you went right out the hotel room door and you walked over the little thing. You were like right on the beach, and we were only paying like $80 a night or something like that to stay there. And I fought this fish for like 45 minutes. And then it finally just, and it ended up snapping the braid. So,
yep.
I mean, I was just like, oh God, you just, but you can't forget those.
Yep. Me and my mom was, we were bait fishing up to Wilmington Park once, and all you did up there is you tore a little bit of bread out of the center of a slice of bread, and you balled it up on the hook and catch yellow bellies all day long. But for about every 5 or 6 yellow bellies, you're gonna hook a carp. And I hooked this carp one day, and I was only using like 4 or 6 pound test line. I fought this son of a bitch for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I got him up into the shallow water. We could see an outline of him. That was about it. And I drew a crowd by this time. You know, I was at a
Yeah.
city
Oh
park.
yeah.
I had 20 people standing around me watching. And this guy done took his shoes off and got down in the water. And the carp was so tired, he just laid down. He just laid down in front of him and just quit fighting. But I still couldn't lift him up with that line. And this guy
Yeah.
goes out there and he touched that line. As soon as he touched that line, boys,
Yep.
gone.
Yep. They mean the
Toss
best.
the
They
rope.
really do. They mean to
Yep.
help, but then it's like, no, let it go, let it go. Don't grab the
Yep.
line.
Yep. An hour and 15 minutes I fought that son of a bitch. Never even got to see him.
One of the best snapline stories that I have. My father, he passed away last year, but he was he lived every day of his life. So let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But he did when we used to live, there was this it was a huge pond. It was pretty much a lake, you know, but it was, you know, still a pond, but they had stocked it with muscalines, which, you know, they can grow muskies. It was like a muskie hybrid type fish, but they grow 4 or 5 foot long. And he brought this. It was the judge that was from that county, owned it and everything. And my father ended up, he redid the roof on the guy's barn for him and gave him, you know, unbelievable price, so that he had the deal was that we could go fishing in the pond, and that's how the deal worked out. But he had boats, and it was, you know, old school, where you go up, and if you wanted to go fishing there, you put a couple bucks in the mailbox, and if you wanted to use the boat, you put a couple bucks more in the mailbox, type deal. But there wasn't never a bunch of people there.
Right.
But he brought this. One of his friends was into partying, but not so much into fishing. But that's who ended up going with him that day. Oh yeah, I'd love to go fishing. Blah, blah, you know, blah blah blah. And of course, you know, it's the whole people that don't know what they're doing. People that say they know what they're doing are the ones that don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he brought him out there. He brought him out there with him. And my father hooked into this monster. And he's fighting him. He gets him up close to the boat, and he's telling the guy, all right, net him. And the guy's standing there with the net, just kind of holding it up in there. My father's like, net the son of a bitch, net him. And the guy's still standing there with the net up in there. And line snaps. So my father's
I can't count all the times I've had somebody trying to net my fish like this, scooping.
Oh God! Oh my God! So anyways, my father throws the damn pole in the boat. He's like, "You dumb motherfucker! When I say to net the fish, give me that son of a bitch. What you do is you shove the net in the water like that, and you lift it up." Well, when he did that, when the line snapped, that muskie must have just froze right there. When he shoved it in the water like that and lifted up, it actually swam into the net. And he lifted it up, and there's the fish. He ended up netting the fish that he lost like 5 minutes ago. It just sat there stunned.
Wow. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. If I went back to all the stories with my father, it's like most people wouldn't. And he was always, like I said, he was born out in the bayou, so you know, out there, that's like it's a different. It's not even the same world, same country. It's all right. You know, it's a different. It's pretty much like what you do right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got your own. You pretty much accept everybody, and everybody's got their own thing, and you don't judge people, and whatever you want to do, that's cool with everybody else, and that's that's how life is, you know, down there and out there, where, you know, it's like a whole different. People that haven't experienced that before don't understand. You just can't unless you've lived like that before. Yeah. And you know, his stories were. He actually trained a hornet when I was a kid. He'd have a hornet come into the window every morning, and he sat there and actually He actually literally trained this hornet to come to his name, everything. Like you don't, it's like, and he'd tell my father be telling the story, and people don't believe it. And I'm like, yeah, I lived it, I saw it. It's just, it would come land on his finger and everything. And he trained it. He trained a hornet to land on his finger. I mean, it's just, things like that. It's just,
Wow.
nobody believes it, but I lived it. It's true. That lifestyle it's dying out in America. It's a sad thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, not to end the show on a downer.
Oh, it's been ended on worse.
Yeah.
It's definitely been ended worse. Hell yeah, man. All right, brother. Yep, I'm gonna shut her down then for tonight, and then I'm either gonna make a video or I'll go live fishing tomorrow if I make it out there. I
Yeah,
think
well,
I'm gonna make it out there.
I hope you do. That's my issue. I didn't, when, after the accident happened, I couldn't drive anymore, so I just gave up my license. So it's tough
Yeah.
when people don't realize,
And
well, you're just
see,
going fishing.
I've
You can
sat
just,
around. I've sat around so long now and gained so much weight. I'm just gonna have to make about 4 or 5 stops on my way in there.
yeah,
But I think I'll make it.
I hear you, brother. Well, good luck to you. I hope
Hell
you
yeah.
make it out tomorrow. And what's up?
What's up?
Good night.
We'll talk to you soon. Night, Maria. Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
All right, peace out. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace. Bye, everybody. Toodaloo. Peace.